Jay, the other night I was on YouTube.
So what's new?
I looked up pretty ladies and I said, "Wow."
Are you sure you weren't on PornTube?
No, I was on YouTube
because PornTube has some pretty ladies. I hear.
I said, "Wow,
wow,"
and I had a lot to do, but I couldn't do it because I was looking at them.
Are you watching those pretty dancing pregnant women?
Oh,
remember those?
No, there was a kid in middle school, and we looked through his search history, and it just said YouTube pretty ladies.
Oh, well, don't make me bring up sexyleg.jpg. I PSP fun. Well,
PSP. Well, hey, you got some PSP stuff.
PlayStation penis.
Who didn't use their PSP for games?
I had SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs 2 and Coded Arms.
I had that too.
Did you not play it?
It was terrible.
It was not good. I think it just looked cool, and I was young, and it's podcast 13. I probably got that game when I was 13. That game probably came out in 2013.
What? It came out in 2004.
I was young in 2013. I was 13 in 2013. So that means I'm fucking 16.
Did you get your license yet?
No, I keep failing it. Did you fail your driver's test the first time?
No, I got it the first time. Did you fail it?
I can't remember, honestly. That was so long ago.
It wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't put it past you.
I'll drive.
Speaking of which,
right past this comment.
We drove over Sheldon.
Oh.
Let's talk about that.
We're already getting into it. We're not going to have a lead-in.
Oh, do you want to lead in or do you want to lead out?
We'll do a lead-in later.
Okay. So what does that mean?
We're already into the real podcast.
Okay.
You want to talk about Sheldon? You want to talk about the almost said stickers, the splinters in my hand from the rope scene you didn't use? That was all my fault.
It's not a good scene.
Well, I gave it my all.
Please, let's talk about
where do we begin? There's so much.
Well, first of all, I think the important thing is that we discovered the true meaning of Bazinga. And it's actually it's the punchline. It's the
best joke.
It really is the best joke. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Grade A. It was like the original meme, wasn't it?
If memes were funny, yeah.
Well, obviously it's a meme, so memes are funny.
Well,
as Bazinga is the damnedest funniest thing I've ever seen.
It might be the hardest I've ever laughed is when we put that.
What happened that day? Because I tried to explain it to multiple people. Our Bazinga moment, our revelation. I tried to explain it to dozens of people actually. Yes, dozens, and armies of Doom players, relevant, and everybody was just like, "You're crazy." It makes me wonder: are we just not funny, or do we just find really stupid things funny, or is that completely uncool, or is everyone else unfunny?
Is Bazinga the universal truth? I think it is.
It could be. It could be the thing that leads us to the other side, to the spirit realm, where those who without weight dwell.
Let's explain it. Let's get down to
the spirit realm.
Let's get down to Bazinga and what it means. Yeah, Bleach. That's a good anime.
What was the name of the spirit realm in there? Hueco Mundo?
I have no idea.
Hueco Mundo?
I have never watched Bleach.
You don't know about Ichigo Kurosaki?
No.
And Rukia? You don't need to. Anyway,
let's talk about this video we made.
A little anime tangent almost happened.
This was in the works for a while.
So how did we come up with this idea? Why did we come up with this idea?
I think it was probably you. Looking at things on Amazon and finding a Sheldon Cooper cutout.
Well, no, I think... I don't know if it was me seeing it on Amazon first or seeing it like a comic store or like the other person bearing your name said. You're destroying that widely available piece of cardboard. Or what did he say? Damn it, something along those lines.
The flatter they are, the harder they fall.
Oh, that too. But I've seen that thing everywhere. And we're both big fans of the show, so we thought we'd help celebrate the character. And we always seem to have this strange idea of it's not good enough to voice our distaste for something. We have to not only metaphorically shit on it, but also physically destroy it.
I think that was the best part is after we destroyed it and lit it on fire and it was just gone forever, I just wanted to go back, but I realized...
After you saw its spirit leave its body?
Yeah, after I heard the last Bazinga.
The last Bazinga.
I just wanted to go back and keep doing more things to it, but it was gone. It was ashes.
After Sheldon Cooper got caught in that rat trap.
My God.
And its spirit left his body.
Everybody look up mouse spirit leaves body.
Oh, let's skip to like...
Proof of God?
Skip to like 2 minutes in, because it's a snuff film.
It really is. It's sick.
It's a fucking snuff film.
Well, so is our video.
I want to see like the greasy motherfucker who was recording that and like masturbating.
It was just a cat.
It's the fuck. Tom finally got Jerry.
All right, let's talk about the making of this, because we
the making of, we just beat a piece of
No,
cardboard with sticks.
There's more to it.
So,
because we wanted to do this like last summer, I feel like, didn't we?
Meant to do this last summer, but my dumbass kept wasting all of my ass's money on booze
Eloquently worded.
And things that we didn't need. And the thing was like originally like $68 fucking bucks. It's a piece of cardboard. But then,
Which should be devalued because Sheldon Cooper is painted upon it.
Oh, that makes it rich. Those jokes are rich. And I just never got around to ordering it last semester. Or summer semester. So I finally got it like mid-actual semester this past spring. Are we past spring? Is this summer? Yeah.
Summer starts in June, I believe. But
well,
yeah,
shit.
I mean...
This spring, I got it before you came back, and it had to like loom on the landing for a long time. And like I told you, I would wake up like and be half asleep and stumble out there and like jump for a moment in horror at this 6-foot fucking Jim Parsons visage.
Right before we went out, you had to go to the bathroom and you left it like right in the doorway. I heard the door open and I looked over and it was Sheldon. I was like, oh, it really took.
We're on a first name basis.
Really taken aback by it.
My bud Sheldon.
Oh, Sheldon over here. He's got to go to the bathroom sometimes. He's got to let that cardboard stream out.
So finally, you came back, and I had one big deal shot in mind that I wanted so badly,
which proved to be a lot more difficult to catch than
but
we
I
thought.
think in the end it paid off because it led to the ultimate Bazinga moment. That shot,
did, absolutely,
specifically, even though you liked the second Bazinga in that video.
When we first got it done, yeah, that first Bazinga was.
It hurt us.
I really think I've never laughed that hard.
And like I said, I've tried to explain it to multiple people, and they don't think it's that funny. But so
you get to that point where you want to stop laughing. It just hurts.
The back of my neck and
my throat.
I get like a lump in my throat.
Bad.
God, and my head was hurting so much that day. It's a rare, like, few people can make me laugh like that. And that moment it was the culmination of everything, man. So I had this shot in my mind for so long of just, like, originally it would start in the middle of the road. The cutout is standing completely straight up, which should have been the first thing we would have known that didn't work. And, vertically, straight up like a person. And the shot would be directly on him, not from the side. And then it would cut to the side.
It's funny how these videos evolve as we do them.
They always do.
Really nothing like we had talked about the night before.
We always have these grand ideas.
We talked about making like a hip-hop style video, and it just changed drastically.
We always want to make...
It's pretty much the opposite of that.
We always want to... It is. We always want to make so much work for ourselves, but when we actually get there and it's in application, it's like, oh no. What the hell do we do? So... For the first bump, we couldn't find a place.
Yeah, we wanted to find a place that was open enough and vacant, so we could
it's
run
really
a car like 80 miles an hour over this cardboard
really
cutout.
hard to find a strip of road that is clear enough to see things coming from a distance and is straight enough to safely just gun it.
And when you're looking for a road like that, you kind of got to be wary of its citizens.
Oh, and so we went out about as far as I've ever been out, way out in the middle of nowhere here, in the boonies, and we found I found a road that I just knew was the spot. But we, naturally wanted to put the thing up vertically.
But yeah,
the wind.
We wanted to get in and out as quickly as possible.
Well, I wonder if other people who do, these public sketches and stuff have to really worry about that, or after a certain point it just becomes a sickness that they don't even think about.
Well, that's what we talked about. I think there's something wrong with people that do public experiments.
Yeah. It's like something changes them when the camera goes on. Or does it? Or they're just always insane.
Or they're just awful people.
That's a real moral dilemma. Not a moral dilemma. I don't know. But so the wind kept blowing this damn thing over, and I wanted so clearly to get a shot where like the car would hit it, and hopefully it wouldn't just suck it under the car. It would actually go up the windshield and over the top of the car. And that was not happening. So in a desperate attempt, I tried to anchor the damn thing down with like a stick mount.
You made like a crucifix for Sheldon Cooper.
It was not a crucifix. It was like intertwined branches.
This contraption that you left behind it'd be slightly disconcerting.
It's probably still there. It's like something from True Detective season 1.
He like picks up that like thorn crown thing,
and the music, the ambient like creepy David Lynch music swells behind him. And so another great part was, I was trying to anchor the sticks into the ground so it might hold it in some futile attempt. So that would have meant I had to drive 70
you went
on
like
this
off-road,
on the dirt side. It was flat enough.
Oh, it would have been bad if you were going 70 miles per hour.
Still. And so as we're doing this Good Samaritan.
Yeah, of course it looks like we're broken down, but then you get closer and it's like
the horror is revealed.
Sheldon Cooper cut out, and you're like working on his legs down there. And
I wonder if he was a fan.
Raised so many questions, I'm sure.
I wish he would have gotten out and been like, I love that character.
Let me help you out.
What are you boys about to do?
Oh, he got mad. We were about
pulled out his gun
to face him.
Knowing that area, I would be pretty afraid of guns. Like, I kept thinking a bullet was we were on somebody's property, technically,
a bullet
I
would
guess.
Just whiz by.
Yes, yeah. I kept, and you've already dealt with that enough. But that's old news. So this guy comes up in this, I think it was a truck.
It was a big-ass Bubba truck.
And he was kind of, he was
a nice guy, actually.
He had like a doctorate in Bass Pro Shop wear.
Yeah.
And, are you boys all right? And I just immediately responded, and I was like, yeah, we're just doing some silly video for YouTube.
Well, let me clear, he was one of those upper middle class, like Bubba.
Yeah, like still embracing the culture, but you can tell
he totally has a kid at like a private school.
Yeah.
Somewhere, so he seemed like an all right guy, but yeah, I'm sure many questions were raised.
I understand why I did, because what
the
hell is happening?
That is such a remote location. Too, and if he lived out there,
sucked to get broken down out there.
If that's the way he goes home or like to his farm or whatever, I'd be like, yeah, what the hell is going on here?
And undoubtedly that was, because it was like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and probably got off from work or something recently, and found some kids anchoring Sheldon Cooper into the fucking ground on the side of the road. I can't think of a more surreal situation to drive up on.
It's funny. I think the things that we do are things that we would find funny if we just found in the middle of nowhere.
If we weren't doing them.
Yeah. And maybe that's why we film stuff.
It's so funny in these moments. We've really only tried these moments, or had these moments twice, where it's all right, we're here and we're doing this, but everyone is like dead serious and upset.
Yeah.
And man, there were some panicking moments, I feel like, in this.
I got scared when that guy stopped.
I wasn't scared.
Well, you were looking at him. I didn't know if it was a policeman or something.
I knew I needed to jump on this and get my thoughts together.
I mean, we told the truth. It was just a YouTube
But
video.
even the truth sounded fucking weird.
I guess.
Like, these guys they're hiding something, or because this guy probably isn't familiar with anything that would involve a fucking cutout on YouTube. Like, what are you doing? Like,
some weird sex
are
rituals going on.
Are we offering him up to like the gods or something? Like his aroma will please the Lord. That's actually from scripture. Anyway, so eventually I just decided, okay, the guy went on his way, and I started thinking, this guy, even if he's not acting like it,
He
is
might
going to
have
call
called
the
the
sheriff
police,
or something. So
we
we really need
gotta
to
get
hurry
out of
this
there
the fuck up.
quickly.
So I just threw that thing down horizontally in the middle of the fucking road.
Well, there was a moment where I was like, what if he doesn't come back?
Oh.
You left me to film it, and then I saw you turn
Oh
the
my
corner.
god, are you serious?
Well, when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, you don't know what's going to happen.
Why the fuck would I do that? I'm so
I'm
betrayed.
kidding.
I thought it was there.
It is.
This is going to be like a schism in our relationship.
It is a strange situation when you're out in the middle of nowhere and your only contact leaves the immediate premise.
I think I had a few of those thoughts crossing my mind. But
Oh, really?
not like that. Like you might be thinking that. Not me doing it. God dang it. God dang it. That's what that guy was probably saying as he drove. Hey, god dang kids, I want to fucking shoot him. But we got it done, and it went better than I could have imagined. And looking at the footage is so funny. I wanted to ride the middle of the two lanes, and just looking at it again, I'm like, that's probably not. No, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have been in the middle of the lanes, but whatever. The shot was beautiful, and the moment that we layered in that bazinga,
Oh, what a revelation!
something happened in editing where something broke inside of us, and we just started laughing for about 20 minutes straight, and I fell to the floor. I think you fell to the floor.
Oh,
we were like
yeah.
clutching our heads, and I can't imagine what it would have looked like on camera. It's like an outside person.
What I described it as is like Sheldon Cooper's last wisp of humanity escaping his body. It's just.
I didn't even need the context of that
somber,
video.
A somber bazinga. His like body is crushed beneath his four SUVs.
Like he's so. I don't even know if it's somber to me. It just sounds kind of
It sounds
passive.
kinda proud,
I thought he
actually.
sounded kind of passive. It's like he didn't mind this. He was actually
No,
he's into it.
That's how I feel about the baseball bat hitting him. It's just a nice little bazinga. It's kind of like accepting of it
Get a
all.
little bazinga there for you. Get a little bazinga there for you. You know, a little bazinga on the side. Get a little schmear on it on your matzah.
I hate the word schmear.
Oh, you're horrible. That's not right. Tell that to Joe. So yeah, that we went big for that shot, and I think it couldn't have turned out better. I don't think that we could have ever gotten any better shot there.
No, and the rest of it was really just throwing stuff at it and
Yeah.
hitting it with stuff. So that was simple.
I like
enough.
that. I really do like that you included the shot where you completely missed the cutout, but took that
Gotta
chunk
have-
out of the side of the tree.
Gotta have some progression in
Yeah, but it looked really good. There's that chunk flying out of my tree, or someone's tree, and
the slow mo made it look really good.
it did.
I mean, it
did.
made all the shots look really
It
stable.
gave it this floaty, like otherworldly feel too, which I loved. And how'd you find the music?
That music. I think
Fallout.
he has a song in Fallout 3.
Yep.
So I just looked through his music.
I looked back and I was like, oh, he had to get it.
I remember that song. I think it's in the trailer. I don't think it's
Really?
actually in the game. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't like a Fallout 4 thing because that's so recent. I would have been like, that's kind of. But I know you wouldn't do that. Like if it was too recent. When did Fallout 3 come out?
Wait.
Oh my god,
Pretty old. It's almost
it's been
10
a
years.
while
Yeah.
since that game. Damn. What about New Vegas?
2010? Yeah, 2010.
Nothing after that before 4?
No, just like DLC stuff.
Before 4. Well, damn, that is pretty crazy. I'll get back to the video, but are you still enjoying that? Fallout
I haven't
4?
played it in a while. I've pretty much done all of the
I was
side quests and everything. So.
pretty surprised about your, Nintendo 64 graphics comments.
That was a little excessive, but it's still unacceptable the way that game runs and looks at some points.
Oh hell, a lot of games that are made by enormous developers today have horrendous graphics, like series that are under the like fucking biggest microscope, like Call of Duty. Man, that whole controversy recently between EA Dice and Infinity Ward. You hear about all that?
No, actually, I just know that like Call of Duty has a ton of dislikes on YouTube.
Oh, well, I'm going to make this my only news article of the week, and I'm not even going to have a source. Because I'm getting sick of doing news on this channel. Anyway, there was a stir about, I can't remember who did it first. Oh, yeah, EA DICE. Working on Battlefield 1, coming soon. Probably done. What am I saying? Working on it. Criticized, sort of indirectly, Infinity Ward for their graphics, saying the game looked like something from like 2010.
It does look really bad.
Well, I don't think Battlefield should be stroking themselves either. Really. Of course, I'm just ridiculous about Battlefield.
I think Battlefield 4 looked pretty good.
I think it's maybe because I was playing it on the 360 that I
got absolutely
left such a bad taste in my mouth.
It's like a port almost.
Ugh,
to the 360.
it was so gross looking. Remember, I fucking need that. I didn't need that thing. But yeah, and so Infinity Ward actually responded back, and this was all on Twitter, and it just got ridiculous. And eventually, the tweets were
both PR guys fired after that.
Probably, but all the tweets were removed. There's screen caps of them out there, but I just think it's so funny. I tweeted about this. You probably didn't understand what the hell I was talking about since you didn't hear about it. That it's pretty ironic that two people that make games that are, I don't want to say pretty damn basic, are warring about each other and thinking one is better than the other, even though I'll admit Battlefield's better than Call of Duty. Hell yes. So much better. And I've hardly played any of it, but
it's not far removed from the Call of Duty stigma.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's just funny to me that they're doing this because it's just like shades of gray to me. I don't know. That cracked me the hell up. That's the end of news.
Have you played anything recently? Anything new?
Talking games now. Well, I haven't exactly played anything new, but
Still chugging on old Halo.
Shut up. It's such a complicated relationship, me and Halo.
That's okay. I still play Rocket League every day.
Rocket League.
Do you put on a podcast when you play Halo?
Often.
No, Halo 5 came out after.
I just mean Halo in general.
No, but the franchise.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so tired. But even though I think it's continuously injected with a nice little adrenaline needle from time to time. With its updates, the free updates have been great.
Yeah, that's cool. That's how GTA did their multiplayer.
They keep releasing such good content just for absolute free, and it makes me so happy. And honestly, the only real reason Halo 5 is even being held back and has such a bad taste, and it leaves such a bad taste in so many people's mouths, is because, you're 5 fucking entries into the series. B, you're
5 main entries. I mean, you've
yes, 7,
Halo Reach,
8, 9,
ODST, Halo
9
Wars.
if you count everything, or 10 even. God, well, 5 main entries, and there's been evolution, but not as much as there should be for a series this big. But the whole it's 5 entries in, so there's that whole it's just fucking Halo, and there's also people on Amazon they won't rate the game for what's actually in it, in the package. They only think about what isn't in the package. It's no split screen co-op, 2.5 stars.
Well, that's the thing about reviews, online reviews especially. It's usually
usually
going to be perfect or 1 star.
It's got 3 out of 5 stars on Amazon.
If you're going to rate it a perfect score, you have to feel inspired to do that. If you're going to rate it a bad score, it's just because you got pissed off about something. There's really never much in between.
I honestly think it's still one of the best shooters out there today, and the best way to be playing a shooter in multiplayer, really. But it also looks really damn good. It looks better. It looks so much better than anything Call of Duty has ever put out. Anything! Especially Infinite Warfare, man! Oh, what do you think about our man song getting used?
I forgot about that.
In the trailer for Infinite Warfare,
that weird
the
alt hard rock,
alt metal shitty cover of Space Oddity.
It was like a 5-finger death punch kind of cover.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that. It was, but bad.
It was pretty. It was a combination of pretentious and 5-finger death punch.
2 words you never want to hear together.
The most
Or
disliked
4 words, I guess.
Call of Duty trailer.
5 words. Woo!
Isn't it like the most disliked trailer like for a recent
a
game
game
and
ever?
for Call of Duty?
Probably ever.
My God. And to me, it doesn't look any worse than any other fucking.
Oh,
Call
no,
of
it
Duty
looks
game.
like Call of Duty. I don't know why people...
It's just
and, they're still going
the
to buy
song
it. It's still going to
and
sell.
the lack of progression and the feud between EA Dice and Infinity Ward.
It's still going to sell millions
Oh
upon
yeah,
millions
because
upon
13-year-old
millions.
Mountain Dew like spazzing out children will
My favorite.
stroke out. Fucking. Can I mention him?
Oh, please.
Team
Everybody go
Antels.
attack Team Antels.
Fucking destroy that child. Anyway, getting back to Halo. Yeah, man, it's a great package. And I can't imagine if you bought it today, the update, it'd be like 200 gigs with all the content they've released.
Fuck that.
Because each month they release basically 4.5 to 8 gigs of free updates.
It's too big. They need to have some fix for that.
For-
if they're going to have consoles with 500
Look.
gigabyte hard drives,
They know it's their flagship series besides Gears of War. And shit, Gears of War might even be... I don't know at this point.
oh no, Halo.
Yeah, because it's pretty much the mascot. Marcus Phoenix is not
Ugh,
not
no.
much of a mascot there with his great personality. Although Master Chief, but whatever. But I'm just amazed by how people are about it. No split screen. Fuck this game. Fuck this game. We're not going to rate what's there. We're not going to just play the multiplayer by ourselves. We got to have our buddy. We got to have our fucking buddy. And everybody thinks it's like a ploy to get you to buy more Xbox consoles, which
I mean, I'm not going to buy an Xbox
I'm not
console
gonna
for my friend.
I'm not going to
because-
deny it, but I don't think it's strictly to encourage people to buy more Xboxes and when it's failing, It's not failing, it's just lagging behind miserably. But they just released the update Memories of Reach. They always have a themed monthly update, and this one is like riding Halo Reach's dick for some reason, and it has a bunch of, did you ever play Reach?
I did. I
The-
did play through Reach.
I think his name was George, the dude with the
Jorg.
skull.
Yeah.
Jorge.
Org.
The Locust Horg. Gears reference. But yeah, the dude with like the skull, like sketch news. They released that as a helmet, and you could pay like $14.99 for a giant package of Reach themed things, which I did because I'm a cool cat and I have a lot of my money from my tax return still. That's great, man. Never mind. But finally, infection mode. Woohoo! Because like you said,
The crown jewel of Halo 4. That and SWAT for me.
I thought Big Team was really good in
Yeah.
Halo 4, but man, it's so funny. There's this dude at my local GameStop who just despises Halo 4. Just if I even mention it, he's Halo 4. God.
I thought it was a good jump from 3 to 4, like to modernize it.
I think he might be maybe like a Destiny player and a big Bungie fan. And like the Bungie fans really got upset.
I don't get that.
I don't get it. It's a fucking Halo game. It still looks like Halo.
I don't.
It has the
I don't
spirit
like
of Halo.
I don't like loyalty to products and brands and stuff like that. It's just it.
I get it in some
completely
things.
lost on me.
I get it in some things, but video games. I mean, it's not like
Well, that's the whole basis for console wars.
it's not like Bungie was ever that much of a standout developer.
Oh no, they had.
They
their
thought
Halo
they were
thing.
unique as hell, but as you see, they're still making Halo mixed with like bad RPG elements and like fucking raids. Sorry, I just did not like. Oh god, Destiny. I'm sure if I really dove into Destiny and really drove at it hard, I might find something to like. But man, it was just not my speed. So I've been playing a lot of Halo. I play Halo every day, and because it's always interesting whenever they do an update, especially one that's like a big deal, like bringing back infection mode, which was really popular because anything zombies. It's the only zombie related thing I like, even though I have Dying Light over there. It's it's kind of different for a zombie game.
Well, it's multiplayer too. It's not a story based around zombies. So.
Exactly. I kind of chinned the mic there, but yeah, it's funny because whenever there's an update, like all the hardcore, like really skillful players come back for a little while, and it gets really fucking hard. It gets really hard. You'd think the people that just stuck around and played it all the time would be difficult, but no. Those people move on to something more difficult, like Counter-Strike, I guess.
Ugh.
You want to talk about Counter-Strike a little bit?
No, not really. It's just that it's really hard, and I like it.
You
but
admire
it's
it
too
more.
Hard. Yeah.
Yeah, you admire the people who play it, and well, I guess
there's just so much detail into all of it. If you look up tips and tricks for Counter-Strike beginners, it's like going to be an hour long.
Well, besides that, do you want to talk about any games?
I beat Bloodborne.
Finally.
Oh yeah. I think I beat it. I beat it around April.
Where would you rank it in the series?
That's what I wanted to talk about. Retroactively, that's my favorite game of 2015. Easily.
I thought it was 2014.
No. That came out in March 2015.
Damn.
So a little over a year ago.
It's one of those exclusives, along with You're Gonna Slap Me, Uncharted, that I want to get a PS4 to play, along with many other things. They're gonna do, eventually they're gonna do a Metal Gear Solid, like all of them collection.
They've already done that, except they left out 5.
Oh, yeah. 4 wasn't 4.
They put 1, 2, solid 2. You get the
Solid 2,
3, 4, and then I think that's it.
Well, I would really want to play that the way it was originally intended to be built on a PlayStation console, because it's tight on Xbox. The controls are really tight and nice, but I just feel like it's not the spirit of the series. It's not what it was intended for. It needs to be something more distinctly Asian, I guess I'll say. Because Microsoft, USA. But
yeah, if you get a PS4, you should get Bloodborne.
What else should I get?
Well, let me talk about Bloodborne.
Oh, please.
I want to talk about Bloodborne for a little bit.
Give me recommendations for the Neo I'll be getting.
Okay, the thing about Bloodborne that I really like is all the Souls games. Well, first of all, Bloodborne's kind of like it's a standalone game story with all the tendencies of a Dark Souls game. But all of those games have really cryptic lore and backstories and everything that you don't have to go through. You don't have to really look at any of it or hear any of it. A lot of it's found through like item descriptions and just
I like cryptic
peering around on the internet. So the moment I had with Bloodborne is like as soon as I beat it, I was like, I think I really kind of want to learn what was going on, and so I cracked the story, and it's really interesting, which I've never done in a Dark Souls game before. So I think that's why it's sticking out in my mind.
You don't like to fill in the gaps in the story with your own thoughts, make your own little romantic.
You definitely still have to do that. You have to do that, but it gets the bigger, more overarching themes down.
We'll get to that, but that's largely what I did as a child with Majora's Mask. I filled in those gaps with my own.
This is really interesting,
images.
actually. The guy that made Dark Souls, the reason why it's so cryptic is because he's a Japanese guy. He would read like Western.
I thought you were going to stop there.
No, he would read like Western medieval novels, and because he didn't understand everything, he would have to fill it in with the.
That's really
awesome,
cool.
Isn't it? Yeah, that was his whole basis
really
for it.
cool. Wow.
Yeah,
but I don't know anything about Bloodborne, man.
It's great.
It's
it's a
far
total,
removed from me.
The way it's presented, it's a total bait and switch once you get like deeper into the game, because it's all Victorian era stuff. But then you get back like
I didn't even know that.
The latter, I don't know, probably the latter half of the game, and it leans really hard into H.P. Lovecraft kind of stuff, like
now that's cool,
cosmic horror stuff.
Big fan here. I'm a big horror fan in general, which you aren't.
It's just weird. I've never, there are games that really they tell a story or like have a theme that no other game has done before. Like a lot of L.A. Noire does that stuff.
I meant to pick that up today.
Where the some of the last stuff just deals with like insurance fraud. As like uninteresting as that sounds, it's kind of just like a
gameplay
layer.
level, and
it's interesting
things with that.
But yeah, if you really look into Bloodborne's lore, you'll find out weird stuff like how it all takes place in one night. It takes place on like it like happens every month or something, and a lot of it actually has to do with like menstruation cycles. It's really interesting if you really look into it.
The name. Oh man,
it's weird.
Oh man,
but you can really find some interesting stuff. I think you'd like it if you really got into it.
Did I ever tell you that my grandfather thought that menstruation cycles coincided with the movements of the moon?
Bloodborne.
Available now. Really?
No.
Oh, damn. Well, yeah, he was a crazy guy. I just wanted to bring that up. Well, damn. Anything
I mean,
else?
it does, but it's not. It's not correlation; it's causation or anything.
Exactly. Well, that's all you have on that. I'll keep talking about games, man. I've got
Bloodborne
all
is such
kinds
a
of
good
stuff.
game. I couldn't believe it. I was really
I have to
surprised,
play it, man. And I got Dark Souls on the Xbox. I got Dark Souls on the
Great
Xbox
game,
One,
too.
but I'm just not ready for that yet. There's so many quests ahead of me. I have to fucking beat Metal Gear Solid 5, man. I hate myself. I hate myself.
I said back last summer that I wanted to play through Dark Souls on here.
Oh man, that's still a thought, but
I've beaten it numerous times to where it's it's pretty straightforward, and
it's like me playing Majora's Mask.
we wouldn't
or
be
any other
fucking
Zelda
around
game.
too much.
We could do that. I mean, shit. Only if you think we have enough time to get decently, at least halfway into it.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
We do have a lot on our plate right now too. We're looking at a lot of games tonight, but man, I want to talk a little bit about Quantum Break.
Please.
I've already discussed Quantum Break with you, and all my opinions, but
I didn't like the look of that game as soon as I saw it.
I played a
honestly.
lot more since the last time you were here. It's so hard because the game was trying to do something. It was really trying to be something, I don't want to say different or innovative, but that really stood out. And Remedy has a pretty good damn track record, man.
So they did Max Payne 1 and 2 and Alan Wake.
Alan
right?
Wake and a few other things here and there that weren't of note. And I've also been playing Alan Wake lately, and it's intriguing for its plot and setting, but as a game, I kind of wish you just made a miniseries or something, a TV show based on this, because it's really interesting. Although some of the dialogue is hilariously bad. But Alan Wake is very Twin Peaksy, and I'm very excited that's coming back because David Lynch is a very, 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 very interesting director, and to see him making something modern.
Well, David
oh my
Lynch
god,
was on the project, then off of it, and now he's back on, right? Something
He's
like that.
big into it now.
Oh, that's good.
Big, and I'm so excited because if you've never seen Tween Peaks,
Tween Peaks. That's the new T-Man Tells video. Tween Peaks.
That's the only thing he's into. But you really need to watch Twin Peaks if you've never seen it.
I will probably do that.
It's a really good show. It's not long. It's not long at all. You can binge that thing in a week if you have no life like me. But yeah, Alan
When
Wake.
did that get put out? In the early 90s, late 80s?
Fuck, I think late 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe early 90s. It's just a really, I like really surreal stuff. Except this is more coherent than most of David Lynch's slop. If you watch Eraserhead, that is just slop. There is
Is it as much slop as anything Harmony Korine does?
people want to argue it's as cryptic as his stuff, but
do you think there's a meaning behind it, unlike Harmony Korine's stuff?
sometimes certain movies,
Because I get the feeling with Korine's stuff, he just wants to put this all together and make people think that it means something. Don't you kind of?
I think it means something to him.
Well, yeah,
And not just I'm going to get them to overthink. I think it really makes sense to him.
it might. That guy's fucked up, man. Have you seen his interviews?
No. He's one of those directors I've never really looked into. David Lynch's interviews are great.
He's the definition of a tweaker.
Oh, that makes sense. You'd expect David Lynch to be that, but he's just
He's
an angry,
pretty calm.
He's an angry guy.
Yeah.
Just kind of a really well put together angry guy who hates the state of the industry today. So it's so cool that he's still making stuff. I just can't wait to see how he does
Yeah, you
it.
might find some themes in there that are pretty interesting, that are some kind of take on the way the industry is. I don't know.
Blue Velvet's a good movie. Mulholland Drive.
You haven't seen that, right?
I watched that the other day.
Oh.
Because we were talking about
I want to see that.
It was cool. It was cool. I like Blue Velvet better. Blue Velvet is just so... If you've ever lived in a small town where you, as a child, had kind of a macabre sense of wonderment about the world like I did, where I thought everything was so sinister and there was always something deeper going on behind happy faces and like white picket fences. Oh, and that's very much Twin Peaks
That's
as
how
well.
I feel. You know, we talked about, I think in podcast 8, about getting lost in like some backwoods and stuff like that. That's how I always feel. Like just couldn't put the words to it.
Like there's just a thin veneer
Yeah.
between you and another world of horror, and that's what a lot of True Detective is.
That's very true.
And I just love that stuff. And really, when you think about it, a lot of True Detective's more, I don't want to call it spiritual qualities, but I guess the drug sequences or the hallucinations and stuff, it's like a combination of David Lynch and it's just so hard to explain. Like it's like what I was talking about. It's just I really like True Detective season 1 so much. I think really
those 7 episodes are so tight. It's perfect.
That's such a great show. It's just such a damn good show.
But yeah, I think the that thin veneer that you're talking about that has like the occult that's found in that show is definitely like that.
Oh, that's what I was trying to say.
It's like that
it has
that liaison between the worlds is like those guys.
That's what I was trying to say.
Those things that you build in people's driveways and leave, and then
yeah,
and then he calls the cops when you run over Sheldon.
certain points of True Detective season 1, I was trying to say earlier, are like a combination of H.P. Lovecraft and David Lynch. Like
a very toned down H.P.
weird
Lovecraft.
toned down, like just that sense, that unnerving sense about it. I love it. I love it. It's such a funny concept to describe, like anything that gives you like a real sense of horror as being pleasurable.
But
I love it.
Those first like 4 episodes of True Detective like embody that whole like it's a lot more powerful before you see what's actually going on. It's like it plays with your mind a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's that whole thing in horror of what you don't see is
That's
worse.
the scary part, yeah.
And that's what's so good. And
It doesn't
I won't say it detracted from that in the end.
I don't really think it ever exposed itself too much.
I think it left so much up to question that it was still
Because at the end of
good.
True Detective, spoilers if you haven't seen it, it's great. At the end, they don't actually get the guy that they wanted to. It's still out there, and I think they finish on a note like, yeah, we didn't get the bad guy, but we got ours, or something like that.
That's why I love that poster.
Yeah.
It's you don't know who that is. Really, I mean, you can kind of tell who they think it is, but damn it. But
I also like really small stories like that don't completely wrap up. And it's not the most satisfying thing. Like he says, we didn't get the main guy, but we got what we were looking for, you know?
I was so into that lore of the Yellow King and all that cryptic stuff and the twig the traps, whatever they call them, the twig like creations and stuff.
Oh, and
I was so into that.
the like the really authentic Mardi Gras stuff.
Yes.
Where like those animal masks that are
Yes,
really
that-
off-putting.
That fascinated me beyond anything I could have ever imagined. It was unbelievable. I mean, we've gone from Alan Wake to this.
Oh, this is great. I really think though I think that's what I was thinking the whole time is like these horrible backwoods Louisiana people are somehow this liaison to this horrible world. I don't know. I mean, like
something
I know that's
bordering
that's,
on like supernatural.
it's not real
levels.
or anything, but it's so fascinating to think about
and
it.
to know that it's been there somewhere,
Yeah.
in multiple places, and we only think of in the like, I guess you could say the confines of our backyard, you know, where our state and maybe our country. But something that often fascinates me is you ever think about all the shows and the untold stories that are considered so great that are popular in maybe, say, Japan, that are never translated and brought over here? All the myths, all the murders, all the stories, all these things that we as a country find so fascinating that we will never know about unless we really delve into the culture. That stuff really fascinates me. Because there's just a world outside of our own of entertainment and culture and intrigue, and I just
that reminds me of something. There is a kind of Twilight Zone-ish what would you call it? Anthology series on Netflix. It's a British show called Black Mirror. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of that.
Have you watched any of it?
No.
I've seen one episode, and I keep meaning to go back to it, but I always forget, and it was really, really good.
I have heard of that. Somebody recommended that to me recently online, and I can't remember
It's
who
not.
it was.
It's not an anthology in the way True Detective is. It's one episode as a separate story.
That girl with that got the Bob's Burger tattoo.
Oh.
She recommended it to me the other day.
Oh, that's someone you know.
She's cool, but she's
Someone you know.
yes.
Oh,
I hung out with her a lot in college, and she has really good taste in TV and stuff.
Oh.
But except for that, her comedy taste bothered me. But she really liked horror and like got a kick out of it, and wasn't just like freaked out. She loved it. It was I don't know. She was. I almost thought about dating her at one point, but and she got the Bob's Burger tattoo on her legs, so that's kind of
it's a very prominent looking tattoo. It's brightly colored. It's pretty big.
that show. Talk about horror. I kind of derailed
that show
things.
was Lynch's comedy approach. You know.
Well, getting back to where we started, yeah, I guess I've been having a Remedy game kick. I haven't been going back to play Max Payne or anything, but I should. It's just, oh yeah, we were talking about this the other day. Achievements don't fucking matter, but they keep me from playing old games that don't have an achievement system nowadays.
I have bad OCD when it comes to that stuff.
It's like I feel like I should be doing something better with my time. Something that gives me achievements. Which is so dumb because I used to be retro game guy. Screw the new stuff.
My thing about that is like, what are people gonna see when they click on my profile? Oh, he plays shit.
Well, most of the people I meet online specifically are like the only people I know because I know I've known 2 people in person that have Xbox Ones. That's it, and they're both people from work. When I was in college, I didn't know anybody who broadcasted that they had an Xbox One. Because I didn't find any people that played a lot of games at either college that I've gone to, and it really bugged me. Ugh, the only people who played anything close to games were the Magic the Gathering groups.
Oh.
But I won't get into that. But, yeah, Quantum Break, man. Like everybody keeps saying, a whole lot of potential just flushed right down the toilet. Just completely flushed down the toilet by garbage game mechanics, horrible platforming elements that are so unnecessary and poorly, like even aside from the control scheme, so poorly thought out. And there's a system sort of like in the Arkham series, detective mode, where it highlights things very easily for you, but it helps you like only when you don't need it. And it's so frustrating, and the time powers are inconsistent and confusing and annoying. And I've heard after a certain point, you just completely don't get anything new, and the game just goes on for too long. And oh my god, I have this hope that I should support Xbox exclusives, even though I don't give a shit about Microsoft. I don't know. I feel like I have the damn console. You should buy some exclusives, man. And so I bought this, and man, everything from the graphics that load right in front of your face, and the textures that render right before your eyes.
They're so muddy looking.
Oh, and sometimes they render really slowly in the 30-minute fucking stops to watch the show that, yeah, you can skip, but for people like me that are a little bit completionists, you kind of feel like watching it. It's bad, and it's like you said, it's like a fucking sci-fi show at best. And it's got talented actors in it, and they don't.
Lance Reddick and Aidan Gillen.
And did you know that the main character is never portrayed in the actual live action show?
Yeah, I did know that actually.
It's just so irritating. But the only thing I'll give it was the thing I gave it the other day to you. I like the junctions. The point in the game where you come to and you play the antagonist after each mission for like just a few moments, and you have to make a big moral decision that, no matter what, is going to negatively influence someone, but also positively influence another. And that's really cool. I think they handled it really well. But, man, Remedy spent, maybe 6 years developing this game.
I don't feel like it did that well either. Critically and sales-wise. I can't imagine it did.
Microsoft won't announce their sales numbers.
Probably didn't do very well. Probably
exactly.
To keep the investors okay.
It's like, we're not going to let people know because it'll be embarrassing, but it's also pretty damn embarrassing that we're not letting people know because that means our sale numbers are really bad.
They had to, Infinity Ward had to, or Activision had to explain to their investors why they had so many dislikes on their Call of Duty video.
How'd they explain that?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
They probably said, well, yeah, we have this terrible rivalry with Battlefield, and hey, all of our fans are stupid kids. That's why.
So are Battlefield fans.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I mean.
But aside from that,
I think Battlefield is for the stupid kids that think really highly of themselves.
People who won't just retire away from war games. Well, aside from that, I've continued to try to dick around with Killer Instinct because I think that game is it's not just promising. I mean, the damn thing is 3 seasons in. I think it's an amazing game that I cannot figure out how to play.
That's me with Counter-Strike.
I cannot figure it out. And they just released a new character for their Season 3 pack, which, of course, I bought. They're going to release 3 more. Idol, the boss from the original Killer Instinct. Gargos, the boss from the second Killer Instinct, which was a prequel. And General Ram from the Gears of War series. The first game's final boss. Which is, of course, making my, Xbox fanboys shit their pants. And it's like Killer Instinct, they realize, I think their method is, we've got a good game, but we just can't get people to fucking play it.
So let's put these popular characters.
So let's, every now and then when interest seems to wane, just be like, hey, look.
Hey, look.
Arbiter's here. Oh, shit. And it pulled me right in.
True, yeah. I mean, they could make it the Smash Brothers equivalent of, 2D fighting games.
But
Uncharted multiplayer, Uncharted 2 had a bunch of characters from other PlayStation series. Even though it was a straight up shooter and it didn't really make sense, they did.
Who? Name one example.
You remember that game called Resistance?
No.
Well, it was a PS3 exclusive, and they had characters from that in it. I don't remember who else was in it, but I know that they were in it.
Weird.
And I just remember that comparison being made. Oh, it's like a shooter version of Smash Brothers for PlayStation owners.
Well, I just hope they don't get to a really bad pandering level and it was one
Master
thing to
Chief.
Yes, you got it. You fucking read my mind.
Arbiter fits in better.
Arbiter works. It's cool, and he's a really good character. And the thing about Killer Instinct that's so great is, even though it's all basically based off the same rolling the bottom of the D-pad with a control stick plus buttons, each character has such a distinctive fighting style, and it feels like you're playing another game between each character. It's weird.
Fighting games to me always feel very hollow, unsatisfying.
It's something you do with friends, and that brings the personality to it.
Even 3 matches in, I just always think, all right, I'm done with that.
And it doesn't help that Killer Instinct, aside from me not being able to get the controls, is really hard. It's a really hard game. Even people who are good at it, man, can barely last a couple rounds in survival mode on the whatever. There's no difficulty mode. It's just whatever it is. It's a hard game. So I don't know. It's interesting. Giant Bomb. They were talking about how it's such a great game, but just nobody's interested in it. Nobody's doing this at tournaments because nobody if you're gonna have a console, everybody's just gonna have a PS4. No one's gonna have an Xbox One. There's just standout people. And, man, it just sucks. It just sucks, man, because it's such a good game. And I know it's a good game. And I do like the model they're running off of. I mean, you can play it for free if you have an Xbox, if you want one character. But you can still fight every character from the whole game. So if you want to play fucking Jago and go through every enemy of the game, you can do that. And it's just really cool. Aside from Rash from Battletoads.
I like Rash from Battletoad.
I'm not happy about it.
I've never played Battletoads.
It's a hard game, actually.
I know all about it. It's legendary how hard it is.
Those playthroughs, the speed runs on YouTube are so fucking what's happening. But aside from that, got Doom yesterday.
I'm excited for that.
Installed it,
and I really wasn't excited until I saw the reviews.
I knew I was gonna get it just because the kid in me still is a sucker for even mindless shooters if they're a certain level of over the top and just stupid. And I knew this game was going to be so stupid.
Have you heard of
but fun?
I think it's called Bulletstorm. Have you heard of that?
Is that the one where you freeze the bullets? That indie game?
Let me look.
Like, is that the one where you like the bullets only move if you move?
No.
I don't know why I'm thinking of that.
What is that called? Super Hot.
That looks interesting to me. I would like to play that.
Hold on one sec. I gotta look this up.
Played The Witness lately?
No. Hold on. I gotta look this up.
Fuck that fucking fad. Seriously, fuck The Witness. I hate that fucking game.
Did you play it?
It just looks so dumb. I'm sorry.
We can talk about that. Okay, yeah, it was Bulletstorm. It was made by the guy that made Gears of War, and it's just over the top, dumb. And there's a lot of like made up profanity in it.
Why I'm still trying to play through the Gears of War games. They're fun if you've had a few too many beers, and it's like, I don't want to think about anything at all.
Something slow
moving and clunky and just. I mean, they're dark and stuff. I'm playing through the second one right now, here and there when I'm really fucking bored. Have you ever seen anything from that game?
I played the second one. I've played it all the way through, actually.
There you go. But it's been
that
worm,
time.
that fucking worm part was pretty cool.
You're inside.
You go inside and you have to cut your way through it and like cut all of its arteries and shit and like stuff leading to its heart. I thought that was pretty wow, this is pretty like visceral horror. I like this. But then of course you immediately get out of it after like a level. So
is it Gears of War 2 or 3 that has one of the main characters driving into like an explosive and Mad World plays? Do you not know about this?
Oh, no.
I gotta show that to you.
No.
Have you really not heard of this?
No!
I've got to show you this.
Is it a cover of Mad World 2? Like a rockin' metal cover?
It's just really somber. Can you pull that up right now?
Oh, I hope we don't get flagged for fucking Mad World. That'd be really bad. That'd be really bad if fucking Mad World is kicking my podcast ass. By the way, I'm glad you reminded me of this. We have to talk about Hulk Hogan's penis. Excuse me, Terry Blaze. All right. We're looking it up, guys. We're checking it out.
It's not the trailer.
It's Gears of War 3, I guess.
It was in the trailer, but it's a scene where that plays.
Is it? Oh, you spoiled something for me.
I didn't say it. You looked it up.
You fucking spoiled something for me. I don't want to look at this.
I told you someone drives into something and dies.
If I didn't know it was that character, you fucking dick. It's not like I give a shit about Gears of War characters, but it's just like, come on, just the principle of the matter. It's just the principle of the matter. I don't want to look at this shit. Okay, we all know Gears of War is fucking stupid. Let's just agree on that. I don't want to look at that. Damn. You better be glad I'm in a good mood, or else I'd pop you one. Something crazy. So let's go ahead and talk about Hulk Hogan's penis.
Okay.
So a while back, Gawker. You know anything about Gawker?
I know that it's a trash website.
Oh yeah, Gawker allegedly released Hulk Hogan, real name Terry Bollea, sex tape. And the great thing about this sex tape is that it is...
That was the one where everybody, or like he revealed that he was a racist piece of shit,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. And also in it, he's recently eaten, and Bubba the Love Sponge's wife is recording this. I just want to play a little bit of this because at one point he says something about, "Oh, I'm so full. I feel like a fucking pig." And it's like, is that his way of seducing this woman? It is some very upsetting stuff. Actually, I don't even want to play this because I'm probably going to get really upset. I'm just going to... Anyway, he sued Gawker. But the problem about it was he had to finally... I guess they call it breaking kayfabe, I think is what they call it. You know what that is?
I have no idea.
It's where wrestlers basically admit that it's all a show.
Oh.
They're supposed to make it a thing and play their character and all personalities as hard as possible. And he finally had to do it because he was on it was a fucking courtroom, and he was
That's
suing Gawker. Because apparently, you know, they didn't have his rights to release the footage, even though they released it like 7 years ago, and he only found out like 3 years ago. And it was on there forever, and it just blew up. So I just want to play this. I'm going to maybe pipe this in later. Just listen to Terry Bollea talk about his penis size versus Hulk Hogan's penis size.
Oh.
Did you hear the discussion about the length of your penis? Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
I heard a lot of it. I don't know if I heard the whole thing because I couldn't understand everything, but I did hear numbers talked. I heard 2/3, and I compared it to hands and feet and figure it out. I heard that part.
Let me ask you this, just let's see if we can simplify this. Do you have any doubt as you sit in that witness stand today that you were discussing the length of your penis on Bubba's radio program? Any doubt?
Well, it's not mine because mine isn't that size, but we were discussing the length of Hulk Hogan's.
Oh my.
Seriously? So you
No,
were
seriously,
discussing...
I do not have a 10-inch penis. No, I do not.
Okay,
Seriously.
fair enough. So what you're telling us is you were discussing
Believe that,
Hulk Hogan's
seriously.
penis, right?
Excuse me?
You were discussing Hulk Hogan's penis.
Yeah, because Terry Bollea's penis is not 10 inches like you're trying to say.
All right. Now, I take it when that discussion was being had over the radio in this community, you didn't think that that was invasive of your privacy, right?
My privacy,
Yes.
Terry Bollea.
Or Hulk Hogan.
We've talked about Hulk Hogan several times. I need to make you understand this. That Hulk Hogan gave up his privacy the moment he walked out his front door, became a celebrity in anonymity.
All right.
And so I don't like talking about Hulk Hogan's penis, but I've already tried to explain to you, I gave up my right as Hulk Hogan to have Hulk Hogan have any privacy.
What about his Terry
I don't know how
Bollea?
much clearer I can
What-
make
what-
that to you.
All right.
I'll do whatever I can to help you, but I just don't know whatever else to say to make you understand that.
Crucifix
Fair
around his
enough.
neck.
So you're doing the best you can, right?
To help you, yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
shortly after you appeared on Bubba's show, doing this bit about the length of the penis, right?
Oh, that's a great stopping point.
What world does he live in where he genuinely thinks that there's a difference between him and his wrestling like character, and to the point where other people believe?
Look, you have to really think about the career of a wrestler.
Does he have borderline personality disorder?
He may.
He really might.
It may be something that develops, but you also have to think about someone who plays a character for a whole career
And goes home and becomes himself again.
and does drugs, all kinds of drugs, steroids, and I think somewhere in the haze and the blur,
Like steroids are the
It
most
all-
mild drug that they would do.
it all gets lost. And you build yourself up as this character, and after a while you become it and can't define anymore what the line is. I want to think that that's it. And not that this guy is absolutely bullshitting the fuck out of this entire courtroom to try
That's
to
how
get
I-
out of this.
That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it.
Because that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. And there's really not much more to say other than the fact that, I mean, he's a racist piece of shit as well. Did we ever cover the requirements for his restaurant?
No.
The uniform requirements? Oh my God. Oh my God. You just don't know. Hold on. Yes. So, Hulk Hogan has... Oh, God, I'm loading a TMZ article. God. But whatever. It'll give me what I need. Hulk Hogan has a restaurant in Tampa, Florida, which is funny enough on its own. And there is a dress code outside of the restaurant, which bars people who wear clothes popular with the black community.
I see one that says no do-rags. Now, hold on a second.
There you go. The man who argued and had to have court officials look up what the proper etiquette to wear a do-rag in a courtroom is, and it is solid black.
Oh, okay. Right, you wouldn't want any flashy colors.
Now
on your
you know.
do-rag.
You don't want that American flag, any of that stuff.
No. unacceptable.
Don't want that the Hulk Hogan penis across it. No. But the Hulk's dress code includes, for his restaurant, no oversized T-shirts extending past the mid-thigh.
Wow, he really is just targeting. This is like disenfranchisement.
It gets better.
It's like not overtly racist, but then again, it is.
Yes. No excessively baggy attire. No low-hanging pants or shorts. No hats facing sideways or back-facing. No oversized or excessive jewelry.
Do you know what this is?
Is Mr. T gonna walk in?
This is exactly what, like, this is such a comparison to make. This is what people did at voting booths to keep blacks from voting by having, like intellectual tests. They would disenfranchise them that way. This is exactly what that is. It's not overtly saying, oh, no blacks. But it is.
I like this one. No camouflage unless with military ID. No workout clothing, including tracksuits, jumpsuits, sweatpants, or basketball shorts. Chris can't go in. No admittance for Chris. And the weirdest one, no high top sneakers. That's covering up more. Like, that's not scantily clad or anything. What?
Is this a fancy, suit and tie?
It's probably like a fucking Hooters place or something. Or like a sports bar kind of place.
Was that it right there?
Yeah.
It's not fancy.
Ugh. Oh, God! Look at this shit. It's just like a beachside shack. With fucking Sea-Doos, or whatever they're called. Look at these people. Oh, my God. Oh. Is this Hogan's Beach? Oh.
Play local, stay local at Hogan's Beach and the Best Western Bay Harbor Hotel.
I feel like that.
Again! That's like the end of a roller coaster. Again!
That's the song that just plays in his head on loop. That's how
Terry Bollea penis. Sorry. This man, I know this is all old news, but I just heard about it the other day, and oh my God, what the hell is happening? It's just, how can this be real? How can this be real? It's just crazy. Sorry, but the Giant Bomb Boys talking about fucking the wrestling, it makes me inspect or dig through wrestlers, and
I'm not even that interested.
It's horrifying. It's so horrifying. Man, there's so much more to talk about.
Have you seen any movies?
I actually have not seen any movies lately, unless you count the last one I saw.
Did you watch any of the Oscar-nominated movies? No?
I don't care about that anymore.
You didn't watch The Revenant?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. Last movie I saw was the ultimate Oscar winner, BVS. Batman versus Superman. So, I
think we're going to wrap it up.
I don't feel like ever seeing a movie again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of infinitely disillusioned now.
Did you see that review that I retweeted?
I don't know.
Someone from Tipping 40s said, I saw Captain America Civil War. And boy, let me tell you, it was definitely a movie.
Yeah, everybody's, this one's so good. This one's so good. It's different than the others, which is becoming the new Marvel trend.
Bullshit. It's not different. It's template cookie cutter stuff with different people in it.
Yes, it is. Should we talk about you-know-who?
Oh, God. I didn't even think about this.
Do we want to talk about him?
That is up to you.
I think we've talked about him before.
We have. Not at length.
But well, there's a gentleman. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Name Nick. It doesn't hurt to know his name. It doesn't hurt at all. But this gentleman, this gentle boy, he he's quite a confusing character. Does a lot of mild drugs all the time. Yet, the ones that are supposed to make you relaxed and laid back. But for some reason, I don't know. I knew the guy since 11th grade. We used to hang out all the time. And ironically enough, I never did any drugs with him. And, well, he was actually a pretty angry guy for a while there. Somebody who would yell about all kinds of stuff and get upset, but something happened along the line. Something broke. Something in his mind. I don't know if the synapses just stopped firing or there was some sort of stroke situation, but
There's definitely a before and after.
yes, the guy.
But you can't pinpoint that.
The
can you?
guy. Somewhere when I first went to college, and he was stuck basically at home going to college, something happened where he started. He basically leads this fucking. He every day makes a list of some of the most horrifying, typical Facebook shares you can possibly imagine. And there's a very specific flavor to Nick's tone and approach that is so distinctly lame that it could just... I'm trying to think of a way to epitomize it.
I can epitomize it on that one photo that I showed you with that like chicken with like 2 guns.
Oh, but
That's
even that isn't like as accurate. There's just some... He's like that one guy who's... Damn, help me out here. It's hard. It's so hard. The guy just posts the worst shit ever. Like, stuff that reveals an enormous lack of self-awareness.
Well, stuff that has been circulated over and over, too.
Yeah. There's a certain quality to it that really makes it worse, that he used to be someone who I would accurately describe as discriminating.
Yeah.
Accurately. He used to love... I was texting you about this. He used to love 80s, like crappy 80s movies and making fun of them and drinking beer and stuff and just shitting on everything. Now, naturally, he had a certain affinity for Marvel movies from the start, which, you know... but it doesn't matter. He is somehow exempt from cynicism. Somehow. While also being a very negative person. And I guess it's the cynicism for... Oh, it's still here. Oh, it's still here.
Oh.
All right, I think I might be able to describe it. Got a little picture from... It's a panel of shots from...
Teen Titans.
The
right?
original Teen Titans television series that aired on Cartoon Network, not the recent one. And in the first panel, it has Starfire looking rather like she might be swooning over Robin, the Tim Drake Robin. And
That's an important detail right there.
Mhm.
Tim Drake.
And she says, "What's your real name, Robin?" And in the next, he says, "Dick. It's short for Richard." So whoever made this made sure the joke was hinging on it being Dick Grayson. Okay. So in the next panel, Starfire says, "How does one get quote-unquote Dick from quote-unquote Richard?" And the final one has a picture of the Tim Drake Robin cutting his eyes down and smiling creepily, saying, "You ask nicely." And of course, there are hundreds and hundreds of hilarious faces. This is the best thing ever. Oh my God, this is great.
Oh, you know, I wanted to say this about people sharing stuff like that on Facebook. You know what it is? It's like the cheapest form of stealing jokes.
But you should be able, when you hear the same knock-knock joke 152 times, you should be able to say, all right, I'm kind of getting tired of this.
Exactly.
This man doesn't. And to have been this cynical, jaded, negative individual at one point, that was actually very funny. And actually at one point had wit. To be still posting on a daily basis things like college humor videos.
Oh.
And just you know, I'll post about politics, but I don't do it on Facebook where 300 or so people can see it. I post it where 3 people I know and pretty much trust can see it. And this man is political. He posts things with fucking Marilyn Manson in them. With like fucking Big Lebowski on top of them. And also, like, he just has such a distinctive style of shitty comedic taste. Like, he likes a picture where it says, not all, it's 4 panels.
Yeah, I feel like this is stuff like that, like, internet age 14-year-old girls think is funny.
Yes, like think it's really witty and that's so meta, or that's just like this is almost meta comedy because it's so self-aware and it's silly, but it's like sarcastic in a way. And it's 4 panels in this particular shot. One of a mountaintop that says, "Not all those who wander are lost." And then in the next, it's got a guy with a backpack, except Tim. The next panel, Tim is lost as shit. Tim has hypothermia. In the last panel,
Every line is also written like it's a book title.
yes. Oh, and he just,
Oh, good. That Game of Thrones thing that I haven't seen already 10 times.
Game of Thrones was already bad enough for me. I'm already getting tired of it from watching it from the actual show's in character perspective. But I especially hate it. For a while there, people like behind the scenes stuff, but when it's a really over serious show, I actually don't like seeing like blooper reels or the behind the scenes shots where they're like eating food and laughing. It takes me out of it in a big way. But not Nick. And Nick's gonna post like 100. Wow, isn't that cool? Cool dude riding a bike videos.
Oh, hey, look at that Rick and Morty and Fear and Loathing crossover.
Or this image that has 2 doors on it. One says "to be" and the other says "not to be" on it, and it says above it Hamlet's duplex. Like I bet he's like, I'm gonna make a witty Shakespeare joke.
But again, it's not even his joke. It's stealing a joke.
Exactly, but that is so much of what Facebook has just become.
It's all shared posts.
I want to eventually get this summer to a video where we somehow make a point about Facebook and what it's become, because I'm honest, people used to post things about their lives on Facebook.
Facebook now is shared. Wait.
Damn it.
What?
Call that shitty or not, based off what the person is, but people used to post stuff about their lives.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was for. You wouldn't have signed up for it if it wasn't about that. So
Well, people are still signing up for it.
Yeah, that's scary.
For my share book.
Facebook now is just shared posts, and if it's not, it's going to be some half-baked, like, bullshit political opinion, and it's all just like it's a breeding ground for awful, self-absorbed people
And mediocrity. Worshipped mediocrity. My biggest gripe about it is, and this is an ongoing thing that I have to discuss with certain people because a lot of people don't understand it. Understanding when something is done. Like, okay, let's say you have a friend on your friends list on Facebook who has only 50 friends. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, honestly. A lot of people would say, oh, man, you can't get friends on Facebook. Ooh, who gives a shit? I don't look at it that hard.
Yeah, I don't have hundreds and hundreds of actual friends in
life.
So
most of the people I have added on Facebook I met once.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess they
want to be friends really badly.
Yeah. So I guess if you only have a certain number of friends, you don't see the over circulation and you don't know better than to not continue to post something that's done, something that's just tried and just gross and over. Just bleh. But this guy has 200 plus friends. And I just don't get how, like, when I see someone posting something, I'm like, okay, they've done that. That's their thing now. I can't do that. I'm the same way with, like, if you tweet about something or anybody does that, I was like, oh, he covered that. I can't touch that anymore. And oh man, it's just such a damn mess. This guy just doesn't understand that. I don't know if he has some form of Asperger's or something, which is now a part of the autistic spectrum. They don't really call it Asperger's anymore, but he just doesn't seem to understand natural social cues. And I feel like
let's put a cap on that with his cover photo. Is a Doctor Who parody of Abbey Road, like, album cover.
Yeah, he's just into a lot of like fandoms and stuff and bad fandom jokes and takeoffs on things, and it.
Yeah, I don't understand fandoms. Fandoms make me upset more than anything else.
Look,
I keep it to myself.
I guess I'm going to put it this way. I knew this guy when he was honestly somebody that I thought was unique and different and really interesting, and I liked the guy a lot. Like, I really liked this man a lot. If you're listening, Nick, I liked you. I thought you were a great guy. You know, you were a little bit cantankerous from time to time, and you were weird and spacey, but that's me too. But man, you've changed, and that's the worst part. That's the worst damn part, man. I miss what you were, and I'm going to cap it off with this. I don't know if I've told this story before, but I didn't really do anything to him. I would post a lot, you know, if you read my Twitter, I've mentioned this before, you'll think I'm a fucking psychopath. Because everything I post is, oh, fucking A about this. Oh, this was so horrible. Oh, fuck this. Oh, no, this is terrible. My day was so bad. It is just like a grocery list of negativity. And for some reason, Nick started to like become, oh, I'm Mr. Positive online. I'm Mr. Positive funny guy online, even though I'm going to be a dick in real life. And so he at one point said, man, I had to block you on Twitter. I just couldn't keep looking at your stuff. It's so negative and so cynical. Okay.
It's so funny because me and you, we search out people complaining about stuff.
Exactly.
Like, my favorite moments on podcasts or, like, videos.
When people
is
go
just,
off.
Like, when people are like, fuck this. I want to make a point about this.
Which is why Giant Bomb is really good.
That's what we do, pretty much. We just complain
Shit
about
on things.
But, I mean, that's what I find entertaining. That's what it's a forum.
I need to get to that a little bit later. Try to remember us just shitting on things all the time.
Oh, okay.
But I told this story to you. Maybe I mentioned it somewhere here before. Maybe on like a Let's Play or something. Gameplay video with commentary. It was Memorial Day. And it wasn't Memorial Day. It was the day after Memorial Day. I think it fell on a Sunday this past year.
I think Memorial Day is always Monday.
Yeah.
Besides the point.
Yeah, I had classes on Tuesday that last semester. And so a lot of those classes are linked at the college that I went to. And so if they're canceled on a Monday, they're not going to meet on a Tuesday. And because there's certain classes that would be like that, the campus would just shut down all classes, even if they only met on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is really strange to me. But at the time, I did not know that. And so nobody told me. I didn't check my email. And I don't even send out an email about it. I was going to my Tuesday class. And, you know, one of my classes was a night class. And it was the only one I had on Tuesday and Thursday. So I usually went and got food near the campus and would eat it on the way to the class. And I went to Little Caesars. And of course, I run into this stoner dude at Little Caesars. And I say, "Hey man, I'm running pretty late for my class. I can't stay and talk, but man, it's been a while. We should do something." And he says, "Yeah."
You're talking about Nick here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you just said this stoner dude.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
We know who that is. And thank you for keeping things nice and tidy. So I drive to the school, and he goes to the same school.
Oh, I always forget about that. Yeah.
We don't have any classes together, but he knows what's going on.
You were in the same location at the same time, probably a lot.
And so I arrive at the school and discover that it's completely closed. He knew that. He knew that. And decidedly did not tell me. So I have not spoken to him. So that's just one of those points where the amalgam of your shittiness online and our, like, sort of...
It's like a betrayal.
Not waning, but our deteriorating relationship, it just comes to a point where it's like, you know how I am. You know how I'm with certain people. When it gets to a point, I just say, burn that bridge. I didn't burn the bridge, but we just don't talk anymore. We're still friends on Facebook. He still follows me on Twitter, but he's largely retired from Twitter. I think he mentioned that it was because of me.
You name dropped him on Twitter the other day.
Oh yeah, because he never fucking does it. What was it over? It was over some Marvel movie or something.
Yeah, you said.
I was like, I can't wait for Nick's over fucking excited review of this garbage. He's so excited for everything that is the same thing over and over. I wish I could find his Ooh, there was something recently. I just had to wade through the sea of fucking shares. Is there a way to turn off the fucking shares and just see his fucking posts?
Yeah, it's called logging out.
I don't want to do that. Hold on. It should be right up here. He
he shared the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh yeah, hell
Hey,
yeah!
do you need to share that? I didn't see that already.
Oh man, I didn't see that on every fucking front page of every fucking everything. I think Nick basically can be described as perpetually stuck as a 13-year-old who thinks he's really witty. Like, oh, iPhone charger, why have you forsaken me? No punctuation. He posted something about, what was it? It set me off the other day. About cynical people. I texted you about this.
That's right. Yeah,
what was it, man?
I can pull it
My
up.
mind's a little foggy right now because it's late.
I think I sent it to you. Hold on.
He posted something. Oh, yeah. He said basically something along the lines of, oh, you better, I hope you still have it in your text messages because that'll be an easy way to find it.
Here it is. I can read it if you want.
Please read it.
Okay, this says, if you think everyone else is a stupid / an asshole / racist / asterisk, insert other adjectives here, asterisk, then it probably just means you are. Period. Usually. No period. 5 likes.
So,
This,
I don't like racist people.
What this is saying is,
so I'm
that's
racist.
Understood. What this is saying
But
is
I'm racist because of that.
you can't have discriminating tastes. That just makes you a dick. That's what that means.
And also he's saying,
If you think racist people are fucked up, you're probably racist inherently.
That makes no sense.
What? And this isn't because he smokes pot all the time. That has nothing to do with it. Anybody who might not be too fond of pot that's listening to this, that has nothing to fucking do with it.
Imagine if you were with Nick and someone smacked a hamburger out of your hand and you just called him an asshole, and then he was like, well, you're just not accepting of what just happened.
I just don't.
That makes you an asshole.
And the adulthood kick he's been on.
Oh yeah.
Adulthood.
That's something freshmen in college post.
Yes. This man is in
Not
his
18th year seniors.
Oh! You got me. God damn it. That was funny.
Adulthood is like looking both ways before you cross the street and then getting hit by an airplane.
It is so bad.
Hey, it's random too, so it's funny.
Oh, yeah, no, yes. I bet he likes Cyanide and Happiness or whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he likes that.
I know the exact kind of person.
Oh, no. From the Doctor Who page. A picture of Mace Windu, a picture of Darth Maul, a picture of Emperor Palpatine, and
BB-8.
Shut up. I haven't seen the movie still. What? Shut up. And it says, to the window, to the mall. All these people fall. This one looks like a ball. A real up-to-date song. Take off.
I love Little John.
I feel like my face is going to explode.
Hey, can I get on something before we get too deep into this?
I'm done. I'm done with this fuck.
It has to do with this too.
Oh, I'm done with this fuck. Get me X out of this bitch.
You know, we talked about you straight up name dropping him on Twitter that time.
Yeah.
See,
fuck the dude.
Wait, hold on. This is the thing. This is what separates you and me on Twitter.
I'm just going to say that I think that thing about people being discriminatory and being assholes was directed directly at me because he saw me name-dropping him.
Maybe.
I think it's like a war of... a Cold War.
Yeah, okay, that's...
Please, continue.
Cold War. That's what separates you and me is... we are both very cynical, but you always dial it up. And you're bold enough to call people out directly. What I always do is just make passing statements on
you have class.
People who do this suck. That's pretty much what I'll do. So one of the things that I recently posted about was people that keep saying the word savage.
Oh! What about trash? We got to talk about trash!
Trash. And
tell me about trash because you know
lit.
Certain people are reserved for trash.
Okay.
What if they're legit... I said legit. Oh. What if they are legitimate white trash?
No, hold on. There's a context, though.
I know. I'm
This is
just
what needs
splitting hairs.
Oh, don't do that. You're not a sports guy, I know, but I follow Sports Center on Twitter.
Emoji land.
Yeah, right. Emoji land. What always happens is people like Sports Center will post this like positive thing about a team, and then the first comment is like, "This team trash." It's just that every time. And when I play Rocket League,
why it happened.
when I play Rocket League, even if I win, and I like taunt them or whatever, they'll just put LMAO trash.
I've never seen that.
Pisses me off to no end.
Never seen that.
Pisses me off so much.
How have I never seen that? I've seen Savage left and right.
Yeah, that's
people
terrible,
at
too.
work say that, and I've got dude.
It's the same thing.
I told you this would be a fat cast. There's so much more to come. There's so much more to come. It's gonna be like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Savage trash is, I could see how people haven't run into that, but it hits me every day.
But trash.
Savage, man. Can we just move past this? It's just use something else.
Bruh.
Oh,
Bruh. It's
Bruh.
Savage. I gotta tell you about somebody at work.
bro is bad enough. I don't want to be called bro by anybody. I hate that. I don't want to be called bro by anybody. I hate it when people like make a negative comment and then they like punctuate with bro. Fuck off.
It's like throwing the
That's
mic
just
down.
like, yeah. You saw that clip where Jennifer Lawrence berates his foreign for having his phone out, and she goes, "You can't live your whole life behind a screen, bro."
She is so bad now.
Always was.
I thought she used to be a talented actress, but then something happened. But that's a tangent.
But it
Go
just
on.
it goes back to, I think we talked about this on podcast 12, where like everybody says the same line, everybody punctuates it the same way. Google's gonna be like obsolete because you're just gonna search one thing and everyone's already said it. You're gonna get a result like 7.5 billion results because every fucking human on the earth has said it already
You know what BAE stands for?
before anyone else.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah. How could I
Because-
not?
I had to tell somebody.
God knows I've seen enough fucking posts about it.
I had to tell somebody about that recently. You know who it was?
Mom.
A certain man that we wanted in our recent video at work.
Oh, can I name drop him?
You can say Busta.
Busta.
Yeah. Yeah, man, he says it all the time, and I have to. He's 19, and he's kind of like a Joe for you, I think, where I have to I feel like I should take him under my wing half the time. I mean, I'm only a few years older than him, technically speaking, but man, he is a product of his culture, man, and it's like, dude, you've got to broaden your expanse of your mind and shit. Had a little Nick moment there, but before we move on, the thing about me and not being afraid to talk about people very directly.
But we've talked about this before, like, you're just me, but like a lot more bold. Like,
No,
I always have
I'm
these
you.
thoughts, but you display it.
I'm you that's not a sports fan, that's super skinny and doesn't have that many friends anymore
That's not what I mean.
and doesn't give a shit. I have become so jaded and so isolated in my own world so often that I just don't care. I don't care anymore. Like, ooh, this is
You don't feel the need to uphold any relationships.
it's about to get real.
Okay.
I'm not religious. I'm not tied to anything. I hate groups. I hate communities. I put solitary individualistic thought over almost anything.
I do too.
And so, dude,
Man, that's the whole guilt by association
I won't
thing that
even mind-
like plagued us both through high school.
this
And
may
still,
I don't know, this might be one of those points where you judge me on a deeper level than you've
Ah.
ever had before. I wouldn't give a fuck about disappearing from my family forever if I could just fucking go tomorrow. Just fucking leave this asshole region of the country, this armpit. I would fucking be gone. I want a new start. When I do that, I would delete Facebook. I keep my Twitter to keep up with you guys and keep your numbers, but man, I want to cut myself out of this fucking gross, decaying prep school meets liberal arts school fucking environment that I've never worked in. I've never found a place like my first college. Yeah, it was kind of the closest thing I ever had to being at home.
It was very closed off from everything else, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but still, I ran into so much shit I hated. No matter where I go, I am just a fucked up, hateful person. I'm not talking I'm judging you because of your skin. I'm judging you because of your fucking bullshit values.
Well, yeah,
I hate this shit. I feel like Derek Acosta right now.
You judge someone based on past experiences with them and what they bring to the table.
And people will like fall into a group and feel like they have obligations to not talk about certain people that are also in the group. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Fuck it all. I think it's about time to take a break. So we're back, and we've collected ourselves from our individual rages and upsets over Nick and various other sinister entities. And I want to talk about more sinister entities and how I can't say the word entities.
What?
There's always a point. I like that. There's always a point in some podcasts where somebody starts talking about work, and I just immediately tune out. I hate listening to it. So I thought it'd be really good to start talking about work, and I want to talk about my lead, whose name is also Chris. He's this white dude from the Midwest. I believe he came from Kansas, I want to say. You ever seen those pictures of like what's supposed to be like ugliest dog in the world?
Those like Chinese crested chihuahuas?
Yes.
With the tongues hanging out?
Yes. Yeah. Very, very similar as a human.
He looks like that.
He's got like this ridiculous like goatee or like beard thing going on, and he wears glasses, and he just looks kind of like a stereotypical nerd that's prone to substance abuse. And he's 37 years old. And he kind of talks like this all the time. And he moved here with his wife that he met online, who's 350 pounds. He's kind of a skinny dude. And he's one of the worst people I've ever met.
Wow.
Because he's a hypocrite. He's a liar. And there's always two types of people at work. Those who know how to pick their battles, and those who pick every battle. This man, through some juvenile understanding of morals, ethics, and laws, picks every single battle. But not because he's trying to climb a corporate ladder like my assistant store director, but because of he's just a fool. He's like a textbook. It's like he doesn't know any better. And it's odd. Most ignorant white people that I know here kind of talk like this probably and don't quite get their words out the way they ought to be put out. Except he speaks with no accent because he's from the Midwest. But he says things like when you're supposed to take a stock cart out, this cart needs ran.
What?
This cart needs ran. And he says it over and over and over when he could merely say, run this. Run it. Do this cart. I think I can... He fancies himself a real authority figure, and since he's the lead over my department, he sort of is, but really he's just a glorified version of what the associates in my department are. And he's very ignorant. He's extremely ignorant. I don't even know if he graduated high school. And he's been in retail for something like 17 years. He can't spell anything. He just can't spell anything. And he can't...
How long has this guy been around?
He was around a little before me as a meat department dude. But when the really cool guy that was our lead before, when we were on overnight, kept fucking up and not following the rules, even though he was getting things done really productively. He was letting like people smoke inside the store in the bathroom, like cigarettes, and he wouldn't set the alarm on time sometimes if somebody was late and you're supposed to lock them out. He was too nice to do that, so that's a breaking a rule. That's just the kind of stuff he was cool about. He was a really good guy. He's now in produce. But this guy is just a fucking ignoramus. I think I can exemplify everything about him by... This is going to reveal that we're in the South, but you guys already knew that. Yeah. At certain grocery stores, such as Kroger and whatnot, the famous golfer Jack Nicklaus. Have you ever heard of him?
Nicklaus, yeah.
It's Nicholas.
Okay.
I thought that too until I was swept down by everybody.
By who?
By people who knew about golf.
What? I've never heard that.
My grandfather was a big golf fan.
Know about golf.
To this day, it is the greatest sporting event with which I've ever been involved. Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus is correct.
President's Cup.
Nicklaus rips it out. It's in. That should sew it up for Nicklaus.
Well, regardless of how you pronounce it, this guy pronounces it a really great way. And it indicates a very profound lack of self-awareness and a lack of self-questioning. It is very disturbing to me. Every time we have to stock it or rotate it or anything, he calls it Jack Nicholson ice cream.
Oh.
Every time.
Does he know who Jack Nicholson is?
I'm guessing that's the only frame of reference he has for the name.
That is Jack Nicholson.
I don't think...
That actor was good in that movie. Let me stock him up on the yogurt.
Stock him up on the Yagrets.
Wait, what? Yeah, what product is this?
It's ice cream. It's just
I know. Yeah, is it Golden Bear or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And he just does it over and over and over while he's in a point of authority. And so it just makes it really hard to take him seriously. And the guy wants to be taken seriously. But I may have mentioned this previously. There was an incident at one point where he couldn't come to work. And it was because he was in prison. Because he had allegedly, in a drunken stupor, hit his wife. And she called the cops on him and they took him away. But because she is on disability and doesn't get enough money from the government...
Why is she on disability?
I don't know, she's like 400 pounds.
That's what I was asking, pretty much.
And probably just doesn't fucking do anything. She wanted to forgive him.
Model citizens.
And she didn't know how. And so this guy, who shares your name, Chris, asked me... my father is a government attorney, for legal consulting, and we helped him out. So right there, this guy should be on my side all the time. But, it's just stuff like that, weird, sketchy shit that for some reason he starts telling everybody at work about. That's a really professional thing when you're trying to climb the ladder. Tell people about how, you beat your wife or something, and, in a drunken stupor, and how, I'm going to go home and drink 12 beers. Just stuff like that. So I'm just like, what are you doing? And he can't grasp palindromes.
Okay.
There was some word...
That's a really difficult subject.
There was some word that very clearly had like a T in the end of it and began with an S that he swore was a palindrome.
You can't change opinions. It just is or it is.
And so I tell him that, and he doesn't believe me, even though I explain that I went to I don't want to say prestigious school, because I don't want to sound like an asshole, but for 13 years, a pretty well-thought-of school in this place, and knows I'm very well educated and speak with more learning than anybody in this environment. And... one day he just comes to work and he's missing a fucking tooth. And there's just nothing to be said about that. He chain smokes, I every now and then still smoke cigarettes, but The dude chain smokes all the time and he lives in a trailer home off a very prominent highway that you might have come here on. And he's just absolute trash. And I hate to use the word, but he is trash.
That's a different meaning of it.
In the absolute definition of the word. And this guy, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, because the job that I do at this place, you can be amazing at it and still be absolutely nothing. You mean nothing. It is the easiest, most entry-level job possible. But I'm one of the fastest guys there because I'm just, I'm not fat and lazy. And I just want to get out. I want to leave earlier because we always leave late. And so I should always be someone exempt from any criticism, in my opinion. But this guy is so weird. He'll he'll come to work at 5:57 a.m. and we're about to all clock in and he has to unlock the building. And he'll be half fucking asleep and, good evening, everybody. Another beautiful day. That's what he always says, no matter what. When anybody asks him how he's doing it, whether it's a customer, a manager, another beautiful day. And I feel like he has the mind of basic cattle. Just when I look into his eyes, I see a cow staring back at me. And our center store manager is leaving soon, and the upper management is actually considering promoting this buffoon to a manager's position. I guess what I'm trying to say is that retail environments are some of the most horrifying places imaginable, run by some of the most drooling idiots you can find. And this guy thinks he's hot shit, even though he is the dumbest, most trashy, poorest, fucked up dude I've ever met. They call him, okay, so recently our assistant store director decided he didn't want to work Saturdays anymore. So that fucked everybody up, because our lead, who usually works with us breaking down trucks and stuff from 6 until 4 or 5 p.m., now has to come in at 2 p.m. so that he can close the store at 11 p.m., and so we're left just oh, fuck, what do we do for most of the shift? And when he gets there, for some reason he thinks he's allowed to wear a manager's uniform, which is white, a white button-up shirt with a tie and black pants, or slacks. But he comes in Dickies black slacks, tennis shoes.
So not quite manager.
Way far from it. A button-up black shirt, and a floral pattern tie that is so heinously misdone, just not tied right at all. Just the fucking loop is hanging down 3 inches, and you can see it is just, man, people fucking stay in school, do something, go to a trade school, something. Don't fucking deal with this, because this dude is such a fucking ignoramus, and he doesn't have cable, he doesn't have internet, but when asked about the current political environment and what he's going to do, oh yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Yeah. It's just, oh man. Work brings me down, man.
Apparently so.
I'm basically done. I just wanted to talk about this fucking fool who is going to get a manager position before a lot of competent people will. Busta, you know how it is. I don't know if you're listening. You probably think that's some dumb shit podcast, but that's all I got. You want to talk about some music? Music.
Before we get into our picks, yes.
Uh-oh.
Something struck a chord with me.
Jack Nicholson?
The day of the Bowie.
Oh, the day of the Bowie. I remember that day.
I do too.
I'll never forget.
I had this thought go through my head about a month after we departed, after our winter session had ended. And a thought went through my head. I was just thinking about how guilty you felt about not keeping up, that kind of stuff. And I was I should make a tweet and say this band is really good, so when they die, I'll have some proof.
Oh, I remember that, but I don't remember the band.
I did that, and it actually happened.
Rinse?
I talked about how A Tribe Called Quest was like this like legendary hip hop group.
Yeah.
They're like at the top of their game, along with like De La Soul or something. And like a month later, Phife Dawg died.
It was a dark day.
And I didn't feel like any satisfaction of it. It was just not funny, but like, it really hit me.
I wanted to post about him, but I felt like you'd consider me a bandwagon jumper because I wasn't like.
We've talked about it
because
before.
I'm not like crazy going out of his way to listen to hip hop, dude.
Yeah, but they're a special case.
I didn't want to be a poseur.
A POSEUR.
Yes.
A poseur.
And so I was like, I'll leave that to him, and you, of course, you did. So
it's just like
rip
Phife
memes.
Rip Rinse.
Oh,
the best guitarist of our generation. Purple Man, Rain.
R.I.P. Aim E. Whitehouse. Thanks, Mom. Brocelli Master.
Did anybody care about Prince, honestly? Or are people just jumping on that?
He hadn't had anything prominent in decades.
Yeah.
But, he was a talented guy.
I don't dispute that. But, like, I don't feel like anybody I know really cared about him until he died, of course.
He was not relevant in any way anymore.
And that's what I wanted to avoid by making that tweet preemptively. Of course, I didn't see any other tweets about it, so.
Yeah, oh, man.
But, there's just this guy on Facebook that says something like, all you guys are just jumping on Prince's death bandwagon. Can you even name 5 songs he did?
Raspberry Beret.
That's seriously something he wrote, and I was like, you're a dickhead. Like, if you really are that caught up in something like that.
I won't disagree with it, but I won't do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not cool. Just remain silent. Bro.
That's it.
Bruh.
Do we want to get into music picks?
I do. Who usually goes first? It's alphabetical. All right, talk about some music.
What we're going to do, I showed you songs from him before. I'm choosing Freaking Out the Neighborhood by Mac DeMarco.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Borknagar.
When your first son gets up to no good, starts freaking out the neighborhood. Really, I'm fine. Never been better. Got no job on the line. Sincerely, don't worry. Same old boy that you hoped you would find. And I know it's no fun when you're...
You know I love Mac DeMarco. That man does... If I wasn't such a pretentious fuck and an instrumentalist-focused piece of garbage, I would say he's doing what I would do.
Like solo stuff, put it together?
Yes, singing, guitar, all that. He's doing that retro style that speaks to me.
I feel like that song in particular sounds like a roving band of people. Like, it's really impressive that he put that together.
Man's a great talent. Have you watched him in interviews?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
From attitude to musicianship to his production abilities, he's ingenious. To his music videos, even.
And he's, 24? So he's...
Yeah. I thought he was in his late 20s. Oh, my God.
He's like 24.
Woo!
He's a youngster.
Dude's great, and I feel lives a lot like us.
I'm glad I found him. You know how I found him, actually? Is we were... last summer we talked about Sleep Apnea, the Beach Fossil song. And we were looking for stuff like that. We couldn't find anything.
That's how you found him?
Going through the comments, and someone was like,
you found Ode to Viceroy way before that.
No, that was after.
Damn!
That's how I found it. Someone said, look at this song by this guy, and I was like, oh, let's watch that. Then I delved deeper into it. Yeah.
Damn. Well, I really like that song, and it's very lead guitar driven.
Yeah.
Which, the last song that really stuck out to me was another one.
Yeah.
Which is actually...
Keyboard.
Yeah, the current Halo Nights opening. I just haven't uploaded that for ages because people are really dying for that. And
that's one of those songs that I feel like could be iconic if it got exposure. You know,
if he just worked on his drums.
Well, I think he just uses loops, right? No, he actually does drums.
Yeah, but it's the production quality. It's so. If it was a little more driving and
maybe
organic,
he creates the loops himself.
I think he does
instead of just hitting a button. Yeah.
If he made it a little more driving and organic sounding, I think he could. I don't know, man. People are so beat focused lately. Like even in rock music.
Oh, considering what style of rap is popular right now,
we have more to talk about.
Okay, please.
I'll do my pick, but we've got something good.
Yeah,
to talk
let's
about.
do your pick, and then we'll finish.
Yeah, man, that's a really good song, and I have listened to that album multiple times. It's just it was usually in a state of inebriation, and I fell asleep halfway through.
Yeah, that's one of the last songs on the album, so not surprising. That's a great. I don't know. We always talk about road trip songs, and that's a really good one. I feel like
I think they're just great.
I listen to a lot of music in the car.
They encompass so much, too. That's my prime place. I always say, for a while there, I didn't have a CD player in my car, and I was like, I can't learn to digest a specific album all the way through. I have to be in a car driving somewhere for a long time, or over the period of multiple commutes. I have to have it like that. My music pick of the week, this man already knows about, and I was sneaky about it. I was really sneaky about it. Because when we were going to film our Sheldon Cooper being run over scene, I was like, oh man, I want to save this for the podcast so I can get a genuine reaction. I really do, man. But it was all a trick. Because the first time I heard this song,
you didn't care for it.
I didn't like it at all. Now, I was hoping you'd follow in the same footsteps as I did.
Please play it, and I will give you my thoughts, because I have something to say.
Well, it's a little song called Everything You've Come to Expect by the Last Shadow Puppets. And here it is.
Apocalyptic lipstick campaign for horsemen in a one-horse race. The dance she does to shadow play appeals to an ancient impulse. Ghost riders in the ragtime pad, crocs skin collar on a diamond dog, dirtbag ballet by the pins down the alley as I walk through the chalet of the shadow of death. Everything that you come to expect, I guess the coastal air gets a girl to reflect. Everything that you come to, I just can't get the thought of you and him out of my head. Everything that you come to expect, everything that you've come to expect.
You mentioned how you wanted me to hear it twice and revisit it.
Yeah,
I had already revisited it.
I planned it,
and yeah, I think what I came to, I'm trying to think of the word. My synopsis pretty much is, it feels delightfully apocalyptic in a way. I don't know if you agree with that, or it's very edge of the world feeling. In the most joyful way. I really like that.
I like the idea of an end of the world celebration.
Yeah, it is totally like that. Accepting and
I'm Mr. Music Guy and I'll fucking tear into shit nobody wants to hear about. But the song is cool for various reasons, because technically the Last Shadow Puppets has always been something called Baroque pop.
Yeah.
Which this song kind of exemplifies it with its keyboard line. It's a keyboard, but it's supposed to sound like a harpsichord. And the presence of the strings and the lush nature of it, it's very Baroque. But it's written with this unbelievable edge of pop sensibility. And to me, in a lot of ways, it reminds me of something that could have been on Sgt. Pepper.
Okay.
You know?
Because it's just offbeat from everything else on that album?
Think of the way Think of the way that Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds starts.
Yeah.
It's that
It is
haunting,
like
that dun, 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 dun. Then it goes into the main part of the song, and it's just, I don't know, that album was pretty string heavy. A lot of the Beatles' later stuff was. But this, man, this is the side project, as you know, of Alex Turner of the Arctic Monkeys and something Kane, the other guy who was of a similarly prominent British band. And I don't know, man. It took them 6 years to pump out another album.
Speaking of which, I listened to the whole first album they did, and I really liked it.
It's a good
actually.
album.
The second song, I can't remember what it's called. It's really good.
The Age of Understatement.
Yeah, that's the album. Yeah.
I think that's the title track.
They strike a really good balance between like pop catchiness and like actual thought provoking.
Yeah.
Kind of like musical taste.
The first album had really good lyrics. It had a lot of it was kind of similar to like a Dax Riggs out there acid lyrics, but man, the lyrics in this song, let me just read a few so people disrespect the song now. A lot of people say, music like this, it tries to put the vocals, it tries to make, I like the song because it makes everything organically together. It doesn't try to draw attention to any specific instrument. It is just the music of it. And I feel so much like the vocal lines and melodies were written without lyrics first. And they tried to
fill it in.
Yeah, they tried to fill it in to the rhythm, and it's so awkward. I'll read the first few lines. Tiger eyelashes, summer wine, goosebump soup, and honey pie. Piggy in the middle, I'm the baddie's daddy. About to make my golden move. Apocalyptic lipstick campaign. 4 horsemen in a 1-horse race. The dance she does to shadow play. A little, fuck, who did that? Fuck, who did shadow play? Oh, fuck. Joy Division, I think. Something like that. Excuse me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
Appeals to an ancient impulse. And then the chorus is Ghost Riders and the Rat and Parrot. Croc skin collar on a diamond dog. Dirtbag ballet by the bins down the alley as I walk through the chalet of the shadow of death.
That's the only lyric I could pick out is the chalet of the shadow of death.
Within the song, it
doesn't matter.
Works.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It sounds so good. But hotel room, holy Bible, hotel room, free love revival, baby, it's a never-ending spiral, looks a little bit like Paris.
It said something about a diamond dog. Did you see that?
Oh,
Did you catch that?
Croc skin collar on a diamond dog.
Probably a Bowie reference.
I hope it is, because this came out.
I mean, it has to be.
This
right?
year, Yeah, I hope so. But the lyrics are kind of nonsense. And I even asked you before I played the song, you're a lyric guy, aren't you? You're a lyric guy. So I wondered so much how you would take this song. But, like, the first opening lines, I've always said that Alex Turner of the Arctic Monkeys thinks he's, like, a lost Beatle. And Tiger eyelashes, summer wine, goosebump soup, and honey pie.
That sounds like Lucy in the Sky with
It's
Diamonds.
fucking Sgt. Pepper's,
Yeah.
man. And I don't know. I'm so conflicted. A lot of people are like,
What? Like
I can't like it if the lyrics aren't coherent.
Almost all the lyrics in Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds are kind of incoherent in a descriptive way.
But I just love it. And even this song, as non-coherent as it is, has within the song such feeling.
I think that
to
first
it.
line is very like just of the same league of tangerine trees and marmalade skies.
Yes.
So
it's crazy, man. Oh, I don't know. This song, like I said, every time I listen to it, I like it more and more, and I think it's just something really beautiful and elegant.
I think what I said the first time I heard it is it sounds like a song that you want to keep to yourself almost and not
What
show
did you
other
mean
people.
about that?
I don't know. They're just
That bothered
there are
me.
just so many songs to me that like I don't want to share with people.
You think you'd be judged, or is something too effeminate, or
maybe? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just think there's a really big degree of there's a degree of pretension to
I would
it,
share
but
it with
sophistication,
very
man.
few people. I would never play it in a car with other people like I don't know really well.
Played it in front of Busta.
Yeah, what did you think?
Man, what the fuck is this shit?
Okay.
What the fuck is this shit?
I don't know. Music's very personal.
Yeah, and this kind of music in particular is extremely personal. But
there's a reason. Oh, sorry. It doesn't strike a chord with everybody.
But I really encourage everybody to check out Mac DeMarco and the Last Shadow Puppets.
Yeah,
that sounds like a band. Yeah, Mac DeMarco totally and the Last Shadow Puppets.
I haven't listened to their latest album, but yeah, Last Shadow Puppets, Age of Understatement.
It's okay.
I really liked it.
It's okay, man. The
it scratched my
second one's not as good.
It scratched my kind of lo-fi new age Joy Division itch.
And I'm always into things that ridiculously sound like Bond themes.
Oh yeah. Oh, is there a name for like the scale that they do that's kind of like in all of Bond's stuff?
It's mostly minor scales.
Okay, yeah.
Although the thing about Bond music that's interesting is it steps out of key a lot. That
yeah.
That's called chromaticism. Okay. It's 3 notes in a line, technically 2 half steps. But
what did you choose a song called "My Mistakes Were Made for You"?
It's a great song. That's the
last
one
that
I've chosen.
I said that sounded like a Bond.
That's
theme.
A beautiful song. And the Age of Understatement is also I think it all sounds like old school Bond music.
It's really good.
And them being British and wearing fucking suits on stage and shit. It's like, oh boy, I know what they're doing. I know exactly what they're going for. And I think the Arctic Monkeys, like you said the other day, is not exactly a relevant band anymore.
Yeah.
But if you can just get past the pretentious quality of a lot of their music, I think Alex Turner is such a great songwriter. He's so good.
It's definitely something special in an age surrounded by Future and all that trap stuff. So.
Yeah, and I think they gloriously bring back a sense of the old mixed with new and drugs and like sophistication. It's just like such a crossing of so many worlds.
That song, what's it called? The song you just played, what's it called again?
Oh, Everything You've Come to Expect.
It just like grabs you and pulls you into like a world.
It's very ethereal. Yeah, that's how I would describe it in a lot of ways. Not of this world, light, almost other world. I love it, and yeah, man, it's just technically this is like big deal pop music in England. Because
it's so strange.
This is almost radio rock for them, but it just kind of says a lot about our industry over here. I hate to say it, I can't think of the guy, but his name is Kane. I can't remember what band he's in, but Alex Turner, man, he's such a good artist. And these two guys, they harmonize. Alex Turner has the more gravelly kind of voice, and the other guy, Kane, has the high pitched falsetto. If you really listen to the song, like it sounds like it's one person singing the whole song. But if you really listen to it, being able to hear the harmony, Alex Turner, the low guy, is much lower in the mix, but it's just so interesting how they harmonize. I've always loved it because on this album, they especially pump up the non-Arctic Monkeys guy, which was unlike the first album, which was so heavy on Alex Turner. And I just love this album.
Oh yeah, I think both of our choices or both of our picks are really good. Diamonds in the Rough.
Yes,
like they're both modern.
So if I could suggest 2 more songs from this album, there's a great song called "Aviation" from this album, and also Michael Aligner. Check those songs out; they're really good. For some reason, Tina Turner is the girl or the woman on the front of the album. I don't know why, but I love this music, and I
got really excited when I heard like the first couple songs on that album, and I was just like, "Oh, this is something new for me to listen to."
It's just really, really good music,
yeah,
and I mean, it's amazing that it took 6 years to produce this album. I know that both the guys have their own projects, but man, to me, this band is such a different thing for pop music. It's just so different, and you won't even hear this on like our famous alternative rock station here where we're from. You won't hear it, and it's like, this should be something on here. This is like that alternative thing they're going for. But why isn't this playing on the radio? I mean, Tame Impala plays on the fucking radio here. Why isn't this? They're from the UK or Australia or something. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gone on way too long about music, and after I get back from going to the bathroom, we're going to close out with another musical abomination, though.
Are we doing worst picks?
Not quite.
I wanted to propose that to
Not
you.
quite.
Can we?
I don't have a list. If you've got something,
so we can end on a sour note.
we're definitely gonna end on a sour,
Because
hateful note.
I gotta bring up this one song, man.
When I get back, we're gonna talk about David Draiman.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about something after you. I got a lot to say.
Be back momentarily.
Okay.
We're back.
You ever hear a song that you just hate so much that you have to hear it all the way through to reaffirm your hatred?
Every song I hate.
Okay. There's this song that's been going around for so fucking long. You know, I have to make a lot of
Happy.
I have to make a lot of long drives, so sometimes I'll just put on a station.
Look at you, fucking outlaw countryman here, driving around on the town. Look at you.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Sometimes I'll just leave a radio station on, regardless of what it is, just
The
to
Who
have
radio?
some music to the Who radio. Mama's got a squeeze box.
Who? Or as Sirius would say, who? Or band.
That's a good joke.
Band.
Oh, band. Eagles.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop cutting you off. I'm just having a good ass time right here now.
There's a really wonderful actor named Rob Schneider. You know him, right? He's great.
Love him. Love
great.
him. Good
He's
stuff.
Wonderful.
European gigolo.
Deuce. Okay. Rob here has a daughter. I didn't know about that.
I love Rob.
Doesn't share his last name.
Rob Schnitzer. Schneidel.
Yes.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Yes. Her name is Elle.
Ron Hubbard. I'm so sorry. I'm having a good time.
That was really good.
I'm having a good time, buddy. I'm just zipping it. Zip.
Her name is L. Ron Hubbard, and her song is Dynamics.
Help me.
Her name is Elle King, and she has a bad song. I don't know what the name of the song is, but I've
look it
heard
up?
it.
You want me to look it
I've
up?
heard it, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate the lyrics. I hate everything it stands for. That's her. You got it. You found it.
It's my grandma's
I just want
key.
you to soak this in, because it's vomit.
Vomit.
It's so bad.
All right, Elle King.
ELL.
Oh, ELL. Ew.
America's Sweetheart. That's my problem with this fucking song. She acts like she's like the bad girl, and she's like, I'm not America's sweetheart. But if you have to proclaim that you are, then maybe you fucking are, you stupid cow.
Got a little ad here. We're gonna put that on mute. Sorry, everybody. Kiss my ass.
I want you, Jay, to soak this in and hate it as much as I do.
Okay, we're gonna have a live commentary.
Please.
Watch I
want you to hear her dumbass voice. Ah! And she says her S's with like S and H. That's why I hate the word schmear.
Oh, she's like Lana Del Rey.
Oh! Listen to this. Listen to this.
It sounds just like a country Lana Del Rey.
Listen to the... Ah!
Where did you hear this?
Alternative radio. 3 times in one drive.
So this is David Draiman's daughter?
Yeah, it's Rob Schneider's and Rib Stinger's daughter.
What is it about his...
Listen to this. Oh! Wait, here we go. How awful is this?
This is the culmination of all the hatred and evil pop music has been mounting to for a fucking decade.
Listen to this is Rob Schneider's fucking daughter. I hate that line.
We got lyrics too.
You know, this is how I felt when you listened to that Shine Down song.
Oh!
Made me want to fucking drive off the road. You know, sometimes life would just all be a lot easier if you had a fucking loaded gun.
Episode title! Episode title!
It totally took 2 fucking hours.
Oh my God. I'm gonna fucking lose
Wait,
it.
I gotta find the lyrics.
And I gotta deal with fucking
David D. Rain Man after this?
What? Where is she?
It's a great finale.
Wait.
I'm excited to hear this.
You want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart! So beat the drum with me! I'm not America's sweetheart! Do you want me? I'm not Rob Schneider's sweetheart. End it. You love me anyway 2 times.
Imagine hearing that twice on one road trip.
Why are you listening to the Who radio so much?
Because Rob Schneider's a big Who fan.
Who?
Please get on to David's.
Oh my God! Hold on! I have to see more.
Look at her ugly face too.
See more pictures of her ugly face.
Oh, she is gross.
Ew.
Ew.
Oh no!
She looks like Mason Verger.
Everybody go check out Hannibal. Throw him back to our old channel. God dang.
Oh my God.
Look at them trying to paint her up. She's trying to paint her. Oh, she's fucking lazy-eyed. Oh, is she really? She's lazy. Look. Oh my God. Look.
Yo,
She's got a fucked up eye.
if she was playing basketball, she should see both ends of the court.
Oh my God.
It's like an even worse version of Drew Barrymore.
Woo! I used to like her as a feminine. Oh! Everybody look up Elle King. That's a real ugly bitch. I'm leaving that in.
Please.
I'm leaving that in, buddy.
Oh my God.
All right, everybody. It's time to talk about the premier musician of our time. Everybody clear the table. Clear your mind. It's time. All right. You know him from back in the day. Ooh, I can't even do it. He's so talented. He's such a talent, man.
Wait, on 3, David Draiman impression. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Tarzan the musical coming soon.
All right,
Jungle Book in theaters.
So the man that's known for sounding like a choking ape with his famous what are those piercings? What are those?
They're like snake bites, right?
No, they're like chin piercings. Hold on.
Wait, what are snake bites in? Are they
Snake bites are the lips. The two dual lip
yeah,
ones.
they're like down here.
No, they're not all they're on the lip.
No,
They're
his.
the lip.
David D. Rainman.
Yes.
Oh.
David D. Rainman. David Drainman.
What a shitty name. No matter how you frame that. Rainman or Drainman.
Joe, he's one of the tribe.
That's so bad.
They're like... Are they Labray piercings?
I love that picture.
Look, he literally has a soul patch, and the piercings come out of the soul patch.
Oh, you think when he like drinks a drink and spills it, it like funnels down his piercings, and he catches it in his gross chest hair?
Forms like a sieve.
Look at that poser.
Ew, what a cool kid. Oh, David. All right, look. Okay, I can just try.
Yeah, let's go.
Both Nickelback and who covered that bad cover song?
Bad cover?
Bad Company.
Which one?
Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah. What did they cover? Was it Bad Company?
Bad Company.
Bad Company.
Oh, to the day I die.
Five Finger Death Punch is a real
little
pox
James
on music.
Hetfield there.
Yeah.
Look, Five Finger Death Punch. I love that type of punch. That's a good drink. He literally has Labray piercings coming out of his soul patch. That is the most extreme metal musician I've ever seen. The man is rich. He's cool. And look, we got a fat kid on Google image results with double Labrays. Looks like he just shaved his facial hair into it. Anyway, all right. I want to talk about David Draiman's cover of The Sound of Silence. Arguably one of the greatest
I'd say it's one of
folk
the greatest songs
ever written, with enormous feeling, fragility.
I chose that. That was my first pick on our RJ3K podcast.
An amazing fucking song
by Simon and Garfunkel.
Gorgeous, delicate,
not David.
Unbelievably intrinsic in nature.
Simon, Garfunkel, and David.
Now they're like hanging out at the bar now. Look, this band Disturbed, known for Down with the ooh, ah, sickness, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, sickness, ooh, fucking Down with the sickness, from like what, 2000, early 2000s?
I'd say 2000.
They are known for that bullshit and tribal drumming and new metal, horrifying alternative metal garbage vomit. Decided one day, look, I'm David Draiman.
We need to get serious here.
Alias David Drain Man. That drains down my labret piercings onto my fucking balls. I need a song that's gonna propel me to ultimate stardom.
But God knows, I don't want to write it.
I can't write another Down with the Sickness. Even though my guitarists wrote the overall bulk of that bullshit song. I'm going to take something tried and true that everybody knows and make a mockery of it. I want to start you guys out with the line, and the words of the prophets were written on the subway walls. I can't carry a tune. I can't carry a tune.
But David, Rain Man can.
I want to stress that when he says the words written, David Draiman can. When he says written, it sounds like a leaf blower revving up. Just, I'm turning this up because we gotta take this in. Everybody, check out Sound Silence by
Oh, how disgusting does that feel to say?
Ditstrubbed. Here we go. Renown! Now, there's another point when he says, well, let's just give a little live commentary. And my... Oh, hold on. Let's start out the song. Let's look, we're going through this.
We've got an apocalyptic landscape littered with musical instruments. We got a guitar, we got a piano, we got a harp.
It's so somber. Darkness, my old friend.
I hate covers.
I sound like Yogi Bear. We got the labret piercings.
Fucking piercing.
Labret piercings fading in.
Are those broken piano keys?
Oh, he's a broken man.
Oh.
He's broken, man. He's crushed, but he's still sensitive and badass.
Wow.
Whoa.
Isn't that just new metal?
Ocean that was planted in my brain. Close up on David Drainman's face. Bongo drum in the tree.
Typical.
Silence. Look, I'm David Draiman's wife. Honey, you don't know how talented you are. You gotta let everybody know just how talented you are. How such a good singer you are. You need to make the most self-aggrandizing bullshit cover you could possibly make. Let them know how good of a singer you are. With the most self-masturbatory song cover you can think of. Don't choose a lesser-known song like Metallica does. The only good thing they do to draw attention to it, choose something that everybody already knows. I saw 10,000 people standing more. People swinging without David Draiman.
What is that?
David Draiman.
Is he in the clouds?
David Draiman, Yanis Collage. Oh my God. Listen to the way he says words in a minute. And my words. He's like Pavarotti right now. Oh, listen how gentle this come down is. Of silence. Oh, there's a cancer grows. Oh my God! And come on, say it! Words like silence, raindrops fall. Oh, little pluck. The world in the world of silence. Oh, dear man. To the neon god they made.
This is disgusting, man.
Listen to this. Written on the subway walls. Written on. Written on. Rev that fucking lawnmower up. Rev. Wait. What is that? What is that? What? Listen to this. Whispered. Wait. Of silence.
Look, music.
Matza.
You think someone said, like, you're not a real musician, then he put all these musical instruments in?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Big Finish.
The most...
And the sound of Disturbed grows like a cancer within my ears. And that is it.
What is he, Creed? Whispered. But it just gets bigger than this. It's one thing that David Draiman made this cover. It is one thing that he did that. The most self-masturbatory song he has ever come up with. No! Stolen. Everyone fucking loves it. Everyone fucking loves it. And it has continued to be an ongoing crisis for me. Because we have a man at work who is the receiving department manager, who is a little white dude in his late 30s who, you know, every now and then talks to me about heavy metal. And I'm like, oh, you might have okay taste. You're kind of out there. You like weird stuff. Then he comes up to me with the Nickelback of metal to tell me that this cover of The Sound of Silence is better than Simon and Garfunkel. It has more feeling. And
how can you get more feeling than the people that wrote it?
I want to shit a brick at this point, and I have to set him straight, and he storms off, so passionate about Disturbed, about David fucking D. Rain Man. But it gets so much darker. So much darker. Paul Simon himself has heard Disturbed's cover of the classic The Sound of Silence and enjoyed it enough to reach out to David Draiman and tell him so.
I feel like a 14-year-old schoolgirl that just like my crush just kissed another girl.
Look,
I feel awful.
From Twitter.
My God.
From Twitter, Paul Simon's verified Twitter. In case you missed it, Disturbed did a wonderful rendition of The Sound of Silence.
What a world we live
on
in.
Conan!
What a world we live in where you say Paul Simon's verified Twitter.
On Conan. And also pimped his album. The Simon and Garfunkel cover also appeared on Disturbed's latest album, Immortalized, which came out in 2015, early, but blew up in 2016. To make it even more horrifying, the damn creators, not only the creators, but Oscar-winning actor Russell Crowe says Disturbed have redefined genius.
What the fuck? They didn't write it.
Actor Russell, this is from the PRP.com. Actor Russell Crowe of Gladiator,
Alligator,
and American Gangster has come out with a glowing endorsement for Disturbed, saying they have redefined genius with their cover of Simon Garfunkel's The Sound of Silence. He tweeted, every now and then someone comes along and redefines genius.
And that one is David Draiman. Everybody, think about that. The one that redefined genius, David Draiman,
Rain
of
Man.
Disturbed.
Funka Monkey Ooh, get the down with the sickness.
Get up, come on, get
Down,
down,
with the sickness. The hoedown
You
metal.
fucker, get up and down.
The
with
hoedown.
Mixmas. Get up with the Christmas. Down
Look,
with my Christmas.
The hoedown metal song of country music. Like, it is. Goodbye! I have no words left.